Hi, everybody. Oh my God, there you are. Wait, this is Carla. She's right here. Carla's right there. You're waiting. I'm here. Oh, are you waiting with your little mask emoji? That's cute. Okay. See, I have to do this every night because something in my head, my brain this just doesn't go right with me. Okay. You know what? It's my little stand. I have like a spaghetti pot and two books, so it's the right angle because I have another thing for my camera when I do the videos. But this is not that. So now what do we have to do every night that I forget that I forget to do? We have to tell the Facebook people that I love, my Facebook people. Okay, Facebook people. Where are these Facebook people? Somebody's burning their bras. I just turned this on. I might as well burn my bras at this point. Somebody's frustrated or doing something something else. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. Going live now. Okay, so I'm going live now. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Did we hear? Okay, there's several different things that are going on right now in the world. But first, in my world, I got this amazing salad for dinner at Caruso's. Okay, so Caruso's Sunland Tahunga. I'm going to give shout outs to the restaurants that are open with those beautiful waitresses that I love doing their work and doing their stuff. Okay, so I'm going to show you the picture of my dinner because I ate my dinner. So therefore my dinner doesn't exist anymore. But this was it. Can you see? I put it, I know, I'm the weirdo that posts it on Instagram. But this was chicken salad with extra purple onions and steamed vegetables. I wanted a whole big thing of steamed vegetables so that I could eat and be really happy it was so good. Because you know why? This morning I was with Tulip and I'd left some jelly beans out because I have an addiction to jelly beans. And so I'd left them and I took them away from my studio. And then somehow I found my way back towards the bag of jelly beans and I eat them so much, like jelly beans are so good, that I had to pour water in the jelly bean bag to make the jelly beans yucky. But I'm not like opposed to eating them out of a wet bag after being in the sink all day either. That's what I did. What am I drinking right now? I am drinking hot water with 2 drops of oregano oil. And you can also, everybody was asking, you can also do oregano oil tea or oregano oil pills or any kind of things, okay, like this. I love jelly beans. I've had an addiction. That is my addiction, jelly beans and coffee. Jelly beans, coffee, and other things are my total addiction. Definitely. Okay, so anyway, I had the best time today. I have the pills. I'm assuming you mean, okay, Tom Hanks has been on Twitter. Okay, so you know, I had to download a fake Twitter because I was kicked off of Twitter. So now I'm announcing I have a fake Twitter. That's right. And I have a burner phone and a fake Twitter. So good luck, people. But anyway, I did it. So I wanted to see what Tom Hanks is posting. It's interesting. He's posting on Twitter. Hello, folks. Who says that? We should just not go to any more movies on principle of somebody that calls us folks. Hi, folks. How you folks doing? You little children. Pat, pat, pat on the head. What's that about? Exactly. Okay, we're looking up Tom Hanks on Twitter. Okay, so 1 hour ago, oh my God, there would be no Playtone without Adam Schlesinger, I can't say that right, without his That Thing You Do. He was one dear, lost him to COVID-19, terribly sad. Really? Did we lose him? Really, Hanks? And yet you recovered. You and Rita recovered. So is it dangerous or is it not? Because Hanks is over 60, so I'm thinking to myself, oh, Rita Wilson. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, we got all these people. I don't go on Twitter because I was kicked off of Twitter. Me, what is it I'm saying that's so bad? Okay, yeah, I know what he did to Isaac Cappy. Isaac Cappy's energy is really interesting because I read for a few people that asked about Isaac Cappy, and Yeah, I feel we're fucked. I mean, I feel I'm going to talk about Isaac Cappy. Sorry. I feel we're in the house longer, but I really feel that after 30 days, we should know if we have the virus. Call me not a doctor, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not even smart enough to know what I do is okay or not, right? But call me not a doctor. But I think we're going to be, yeah, I think we're going to be here for quite some time. Thanks, you guys. Super chats and super stickers. I got this. So I think we're going to be in here inside. They're going to try to get us. But you know what? There's a lot of people being safe and distancing, you know, away from people. But now they're saying it's out in the air. What does that mean? Somebody emailed me that apparently it can stay in the air for 4 hours. So if it stays in the air for 4 hours, then what happens, right? So what? They're crop dusting us. I'm going to keep saying that. Oh, there's Ireland. I see green happy thingies, clovers. So they're crop dusting us. But yeah, I was kicked off of Twitter, and it was over Isaac Cappy. Isaac Cap, not over him. But I was simply saying to somebody that Isaac Cappy didn't kill himself. Now, when I picked up on his energy, it was really interesting because he was kind of shut down, but he also understood, almost like he was hypnotically pushed off the bridge. There were people there, but he, on a certain level, was led to do it. Almost like, has anybody out there ever taken Ambien? We had, somebody just sent me a video. We had an Ambien thing happen with a friend of mine where they had a very tragic event happen, and they took Ambien to sleep at night because they literally couldn't sleep. So they took the Ambien, but they took it at the wrong time of the day, got out in their car and started driving, and actually, like, literally hypnotically drove their car into the top of a bridge, broke their jaw, all of that, had no recollection or memory of it. And so what Isaac Cappy was basically explaining to me was like he was on Ambien. So he had no idea what was going on at all whatsoever. Like none, like just literally none. So that was kind of interesting. I'm drinking all my water today because I kind of have headaches. Regarding your live video, hold on. Tom Hanks post from, somebody's twittering me. I mean, not twittering me, whatever. They're leaving me a message. Let's see what they say about Tom Hanks post from a web app, meaning from a computer, not his phone. Who the fuck uses Twitter from a computer? No one. His team is tweeting for him. Well, that's why they keep saying, hello, folks, whoever this was. Let's see who this was. Maven Nicole. If Maven Nicole, you're out there, I just mentioned you. That's what I mentioned. But anyway, so Isaac Cappy kind of described being in a like a stupor, like on Ambien. Now, Ambien is known as a hypnotic drug. So it's very, very hypnotic, okay? Oh, this jacket, somebody said this. You know, I'm going to have to go get my, my under eye cream. Somebody asked about that. It wasn't cream. It's actually Jaffa Cosmetics concealer, okay? Not cream, there's Lori. Okay, Lori finished yoga. I bailed on yoga because I'm a sleepy jelly bean eating person. But just to tell you, the under eye, it's the under eye foundation by Jaffa Cosmetics, and I will have to leave and get it and show you because I meant to bring it out. Anyway, the jacket, believe it or not, before the stores were closed, it's a little running jacket from Forever 21. It was literally $19, and I love it. It's so cute, but I wear it like, well, everything I wear it like this so the sun doesn't get me here, and then a hat. So it literally goes under the boobs because, you know, in the summer, you're going to be so hot running anyway. So everything in my wardrobe is about running, with the exception of scarves that I wear, because the scarves that I wear are just to make it look like I'm not wearing workout clothes when I'm really wearing workout clothes. Red carpet events are workout clothes, you know, with heels and like flowy blouses and like belts around my waist. That's red carpet, weddings and things like this. But what I was saying about Isaac Cappy, he describes being in a very hypnotic state when he jumped off the bridge, but shows me 3 people behind him. So to get him to the bridge, he was kind of in very hypnotic pose or hypnotic state. Okay, so there was that. The other thing that I learned, now I've watched hypno people, whatever, hypnotizing people, hypnotists, like hypnotists. I've watched them and they can hypnotize people, but I've talked to several people recently about voice to skull. That's it. Yeah, that's how he described it. I mean, kind of like that, but like a hypnotic. The hypnosis, I listened to a hypnotist out of, I want to say, it's either Australia or Sweden. I know those are two diametrically different countries. But I listened to him last winter just when I was going, like driving to go climbing. And he was very interesting because he said the rumor that you can't really be hypnotized if you don't trust is not really true. Like they can put you into different states. So he was describing like if you're going to let somebody regress you, you have to actually understand whose energy is on you because their stuff can go into your stuff. So it's very interesting. And the same with like meditation and things like that. If you can't really, if you're doing something and it's putting you into a frequency, you should know what frequency you're going into because remember, we are spirit beings, not physical beings. I have heard that children are being freed. I don't know about the children right now. I haven't heard that. What I did hear on the news, I don't watch the news. I got the report from everybody else that watches the news texting me that the Mexican cartel was being taken down. So I felt like that. What were they going after? The drug cartel today. So they were actually going after them to stop them from bringing stuff into this country, which was like really weird. Yeah, that's what I heard. I did hear that. Why? Is that not true? Is somebody else saying that's not true? No, I did get that. I did get that. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I know. Okay, wait. That's right. Carol's out there. Okay, Carol's texting me. I love Carol. Carol is a fellow Leo. I forget her moon sign, Scorpio rising. You know who I'm talking about out there. You know who you are. She literally, Carol, is just a fabulous, fun Leo. And I know she's cooped up in her house too. I'd like to escape her, but apparently I get in trouble when I go out in my neighborhood. Yeah, but I was talking about Jafra. That's right. You guys are going to kill me. I have to go get that foundation for everybody that asked. So just hold on. I'm going to leave the TV blank. I swear I'm not going to be that long. Be right back. Oh, God, hilarious. Okay, sorry you guys. Here I am back like a lunatic. That's part of the charm, right? Okay, so the makeup bag that has not been cleaned. This is what I run with because on my way to any running event. Oh yeah, my little table back there, I've had that. That used to be a China hutch that went really high. I had it. It was shabby chic when my babies were like little. And so I ripped the top part off and then I used it as a computer desk, which was really ergonomically incorrect. And then now it's just back there. But this is Estelle's makeup. So it's Jafra Cosmetics and this is called Blanc One. Look this is how much I used. You can't even see it. And I ordered more and it better get here soon. Estelle, if you're watching. And Jana, Estelle's mom, it better get here soon because I just got some more. But it is so good. I mean, this is literally what I put under. Okay, those aren't leggings. No, are those leggings? It looks like it's my scarf. It's my shiny scarf. No, not leggings. Anyway, this is the best stuff. So I put this under right here. And I do it, okay, weirdly, I don't even know if I do this correct. I don't have my thing. You know what I do have though? I have a razor because I get like stubble right here. I carry a razor in my purse all the time because like I have hair in weird spots. Apparently I'm still a man and I got shit right here. Sometimes here and then I get like a, whatever that is. Don't tell anybody. I have to get a laser. I have to get a laser to get this shit off. What is this shit? Anyway, what I do with Estelle's foundation or cover concealer here, I put it in a little triangle like that under my eyes and then I move it in like that. That's how I do it. And then on the fat side of my nose. So my piercing's on the skinny side to make the fat side even. That's why I did that because it's actually, this is the male side, this is the female side. But my male side was skinnier because aren't they always? So I put this side, I moved the concealer here so that this side thins out because I can see a fat side and a thin side of my nose. This is just an issue, right? So anyway, oh yeah, I worry about nose hairs. I have those. Look what I have for my nose hairs, you guys. Do you see this? This, why is it not working? Oh God, don't, there. Literally, I just go, it has a light. Sometimes I drive down the street doing my nose hairs, shaving my chin, talking on the phone, putting on under eye cream. That's what I do. Putting deodorant on, shaving my armpits, whatever it is. Jafra, yes, it is Jafra Cosmetics. Go to The Real Estelle Day on Instagram because this is really seriously one good concealer. I haven't been able to find one that I can actually use for me because I get bags, totally bags, because sometimes, like last night, I kept getting up at 2:30. Whatever hit the roof last night kind of buckled the floor. So now when I walk over the floor, it goes whoosh, like that. It's that stuff you put down, but something like, and it's in my bedroom too, over there. So something did that, bedroom, change room, whatever. Anyway, it did that over there, and that's what happened. So there was like some kind of a earth movement or earth shake or something, because it buckled like this, which is really weird. UFO could have been UFO. The UFOs are walking the planet. I mean, are living on the planet. So anyway, this again is Jafra Cosmetics. The one I use is Blanc L1. That's this one. And as you can see, I love the shit out of this. I also love Estelle, and I love Estelle's mother, Jana. So I love them all of them. People that make stuff to cover up my old bags, I love. That's what I'm going to say. I love people that invent razors for nose hairs, all of that. So that's the stuff. That's what you guys asked. I also, since I have it here, I'm going to be a nut job in my little makeup bag. I have some of the makeup, some of the lipstick I use over my lip liner, and it's Estelle's, and this is beige chiffon. This is chiffon, like it's a person. Lipstick is a person to me, but this is what I use. I just put a hair in my lip liner, not too much, but I do that. I think it's very important we look good while we're in lockdown and the Twilight Zone's coming for us, and we're all going to be captured by the monkeys that run the planet. I think that it's very important that we look good. So that's exactly, I know, right? I don't know what's happening in Antarctica. I know that's the lipstick. It's Estelle's lipstick, okay? And that's beige chiffon, not chiffon as in a person. It's chiffon as in blouse, chiffon color. So that's what we do. Okay, so and then Carol's out there and she's a Leo. I tend to like Leos. I like all of those people that are, yes, Royal Jelly, Jafra Royal Jelly, exactly. That's the collection. All of the under eye creams I use, which are not in my makeup bag, and all of my stuff, it's all of that. It's every single thing of that. That's what I use. Go online, look at it, because that's what I use. The other things that I use along with that are literally coconut oil on my face. And I shave when I can shave, really shave, because I go from like running to changing my clothes in the car or any kind of public restrooms, but we can't do that anymore. I used to literally go to the park, run, put bike shorts on, run, and then put a skirt over bike shorts and go to a meeting with perfume and put more makeup on. So when I get into the shower and I really shower, I mean, like for real, Royal Jelly, exactly. That I put coconut oil on. So I put the soap and coconut oil, okay? So that clears up everything. I don't have hair on my boobs. I don't know why I went like this. There's no hair there. So that's what I do, literally what I do. And then this is also a staple, like I've told you, oregano oil. The other thing, now getting back to Isaac Cappy and the hypnotic, when I listen to this, do Leos like Tauruses? Well, look at, I'm starting out like, pretty much everybody I've been with, like John has a Taurus moon. Jason has Mars in Taurus, my little chirpy. That's my firstborn. My mom was a Taurus. My birth mom had 4 planets in Taurus. Keithy doesn't have Taurus, but Keithy got Scorpio. So I don't know if we like them or hate them, but we have karma with them because it's a squaring aspect. So it's Leo Aquarius. That's opposite. So in fact, we are 6 months apart on the calendar. That's what an opposition is. And then a square is exactly A square is, God, now I just forgot the degree. It went right out of my head. Anyway, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, okay? So we tend to pick those energies. Also married to Scorpio rising with the Taurus moon. So, you know, I got it all the way around, right? But Taurus, I don't think is a bad planet. They rule the earth, as I've said. And I don't know about Joe Rogan, what sign he is. You weren't asking that, though. Okay, so the guy that I listened to on hypnosis, he was Australian or he was Swedish. I know, I can't remember. But he said basically they can pull your energy from saying certain things just in regular conversation. And as I was saying before, if you know NLP, okay, neuro linguistics programming, that is what these people do. What they do is, so if I touch my glasses like this, somebody who's a neuro linguistics programmer, just to really dumb it down, because it's not exactly everything I'm saying, they'll touch their glasses like I touch my glasses. Like Tony Robbins goes out there and he does what he thinks you want him to do by swearing. You know, that 6'7" guy, he's like, fuck you. And he's like, you know, everybody wants you to say it so he can be cool instead of being himself. If he always swore, that would be one thing. Oh, Rogan is a Leo. Okay, well then we like him. Even if we don't like him, we like him. Aries, I like Aries, of course. I've got Tulip's birthday coming up. Kitty Tulip is in Aries. Johnny is in Aries on Friday. And then after that is Paigey, aka Paigerella. I don't know if Paigey's watching, but I love my Paige. Paige is April 8th. So I will be celebrating with my little Paigerella. She's going to kill me for saying this. She's an Aries sun, of course, Libra rising, and Taurus moon. And so she was Keithy's Paige for a long time. That was little Paigerella. That's what I called her. And her and Tulip were besties. I should show you a picture of Paige. She's so cute. Anyway, talk to her tonight because I was at the restaurant where all her friends work getting my dinner, which I showed you a picture of because that's how bored we all are, actually. So I did that. But I'm going to show you a picture of cute Paigey because she is an all-around girl. Now, true to form, like in Aries, she is like a beauty, a good cook, and then she's a darling motorcycle girl too. So my Paigey is so cute. So let's find a really cute picture of little Paigerella here. I've got to find these pictures of my Paigey. She's so cute. Okay, so this is Paigey. I'm putting Paigey up here. Isn't she cute? This is my Keithy's Paigey for a long time. This is a Taurus moon baby right here. So she's very Taurus moon. And my Keithy used to say to me, oh, she's just like you. I thought, good. She's keeping your ass in line. She's yelling at you, making you do that stuff. But he's a Scorpio moon, Keithy. He's a Leo rising, Sag, Leo rising, Scorpio moon conjunct out of sign Pluto. So moon is in Scorpio in the last degrees early degrees, and Pluto is in Sag in the last degrees. So it conjuncts like that. That's some kind of force to be reckoned with, let me tell you. Silent and dominant, and you're not getting them to budge, but super sweet and loves animals. Paigey loves animals too. And that's what I'm saying on those two before I get hate texts. So I'll be getting these texts. Anyway, so what did I notice around town today? All right, so today around town, the guy with the fruit down the street, he was outside. He sold out of his fruit, and I'm going to take a picture of him tomorrow, but I'm going to hide everything around him because I don't want anybody reporting him, because there's lunatics reporting people because they're not out selling fruit. But he had these nice bags of oranges. He was cutting up fruit and people were going to get their fruit. The taco trucks were out. Now at the restaurant, Tony Robbins, I don't know what to say about him. He's like a big doofus. He's kind of like a big doofus, right? I shouldn't say that. He's done very well for himself, but he's a big doofus. Okay, so the restaurant I went to get my dinner at, they had a thing that was allowed by law where you could go pick your food up, and if you were ordering food like I did and you happen to want a drink like wine or a beer or whatever, you could go in and you could have the beer and wine while they were getting your takeout order. Not a bunch of you, like 2 of you in the thing. Some Gladys Kravitz busybody bitch ass, turned them in for that, and it wasn't even illegal, and then got them all bitched out. Like, you know what it is? Those are people that don't want anyone to have fun. They just don't. Yeah, he is a doofus. Tony Robbins is a doofus. Look at him. He looks like a big doofus. In school, that's what we said. Lionel Richie's not a doofus. I mean, he doesn't look like a doofus. I'm not saying he is a doofus. I'm just saying he looks like one. Anyway, so the restaurant was shut down. This is like the people. Okay, so I got these emails with people going, I'm going to be a complete asshole now. I got these emails from people going, you need to be safe and not go out on the trails. Okay, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to Scorpio sun, Scorpio with Scorpio sun. No, that would make you Scorpio sun with something else in Scorpio. So I got these bitchy messages from people like, oh, you need to stay safe. It's not safe. You're not safe. And I'm like, who the fuck is around me on the trail? Absolutely nobody. Okay. David Wilcox, I heard he was on. I got the calls. He's a good guy, and he talks about fluoride. I'll talk about that because I talk about that with the third eye. Anyway, so this bitch said, you shouldn't be out there running. And, it's illegal. And people were running on our trail, and she actually called and went, I'm following the rules, and these bitches aren't. And so she turned us in. I mean, really? Okay, so she did that. So we found a trail that was limited use open, and suddenly she wants to come. No, you can't come because you wanted to be safe. And safe, you really just didn't want us going against the sign that, we were breaking the rules according to you, and you're the hall monitor, otherwise known as a Poindexter, the one you kicked the shit out of in school. You remember that one? I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Trip in the hallway. That person, the one that tattles, the tattletale, the snitch for exercise when no one's there. So my Jason went to the grocery store last night, and he took his Kenna, and they went to the grocery store. That's Lila's mother. And they went, and they said, okay, now that they think about the grocery store, yes, Tracy Twyman was murdered. I did, oh my God, now I'm going to get it. Clyde Lewis's show, Ground Zero. The day after she was murdered, she was most definitely murdered. She was horrified that she was on the other side. Whatever I said during that reading when I was picking up on the energy, she was horrified, and it was murder, not suicide. Because first they came on the air and they said, oh, she shot herself. I mean, she stabbed herself, and then she hung herself. There was three things. Either you shoot yourself, that's, obvious. You hang yourself, that's not a shooting. You stab yourself, obviously, you stab yourself. So, yeah. But anyway, so my son's in the grocery store, and he's talking. He's like looking, because I said those people, when they're out walking on the streets or whatever they're doing, if you're up in a mountaintop by yourself, you're by yourself. So nobody's around you. Therefore, unless, like I suspect, they are up in helicopters dropping chemicals on you, you're not going to get hurt. But they're dropping them on the street too. Now, in the grocery store, people touch everything. They pick stuff up, they touch it, they put their hands down their pants in the car, then come in the store and touch your grapes. People do shit like that. People do all kinds of shit like that. They touch everything. So my Jason was like, this is gross in the grocery store. But these same baby tattletales have no problem tattling on you outside, right? Outside, where you're by yourself because they're jealous. And they have no problem doing that, bitches that they are, but they'll go to the grocery store. And they're probably the same idiots that go into the grocery store wearing masks and gloves, touching everything, and then reinfecting us, right? Reinfecting us, and then getting in their car, putting their glovey hands on their steering wheels while they pick their nose. That's what they're doing. So they should just whatever, right? So when I hear that I'm not being safe, the best thing I got was, I got a few of these. The best thing I got was, we need to listen to the governor. We need to listen to him. No, I don't think so. I think that I'm an adult, and I think that I'm responsible for my actions. And I think if you're going to put me in jail for walking up a hill by myself, then that's what you're going to do. But you're going to have to put all the people in jail who are walking on the street. And Arizona has all the golf courses open. Yay, Arizona. And I heard today, now New Yorkers, tell me if this is true. Okay, so New York is opening all of their parks. So they're putting the sick people in Central Park, but then they're saying it's okay to use the parks. That was on the news. Is that true? Yes, the golf is open. Ohio golf is open. All right, Ohio. Okay, so golfers apparently, golfers, not gophers, they apparently are allowed to be outside because they're 6 feet apart. Now, just asking you questions. So if you were to climb Mount Gorgonio, I want you guys to look up Mount Gorgonio. It's 17 miles to 11,500 feet, and there's snow. How many people do you think you're passing or keeping up with doing that? You're not passing or keeping up with anybody. In the middle of the summer, you may pass 5 people on your way up. There may be 5 people at the top where y'all take your pictures. And anyway, you have to climb over rocks to get there. So you're 6 feet apart anyway. Seriously. So who's tattling on this shit? Stella! Oh my God. I fucking love it. But Brando was a pig in that movie. That's right. Rich white men, they're the ones keeping us captive. They're the monkeys. They're the monkeys, right? Not the band, the monkeys, the men monkeys. But no, I'm curious because this whole phenomenon seems to be bringing out people in their tattletale, whiny childhood baby selves, and their fear and their when somebody says, you know, you need to keep safe. Now, my friend Lori and I were talking about this last night. Okay, so remember, and Lori's gonna kill me for saying this. Okay, so she's the best friend of Randy Rhodes, okay? Way back, teenagers, way back, okay? So not giving up any ages there, but way back. So anyway, she gets her information psychically. She's a darn good psychic too. So we were talking about this today, last night, late last night. And she's like, so when somebody says stay safe, who the fuck, this is her, not me, who the fuck doesn't want to stay safe? Stop saying stay safe. All of us want to be safe, right? Don't we? Don't we want to be safe? Yes, we want to be safe. Why would we not want to be safe? We want to be safe. It's like, it's like stay safe. Well, I didn't know I wasn't staying safe when I was leaving the house. Stay inside, stay safe. I'm sorry, I'm not a brainwashed moron. I'm just going to say that. Not to say that you can't get the virus. I 100% believe you have to stay somewhat away from people, but it's blown out of the water. If you go to the doctor, if you go to the grocery store, stop at the gas pump, you are breathing around people. That's what happens. I don't know about the children right now because I haven't heard. Has anybody heard if they've arrested them? I mean, if they've done this, has anybody heard that with the children? I don't know. Let's look and see if I got any of this nonsense. Okay, so... What? Okay, so that was my day. So the guy was out carving his fruit out there. I was eating jelly beans. Then I was eating salad. And I noticed around town, there was a lot of people. I saw beautiful kids playing out here. Oh, let me show you the picture. So not to give away the house, but this might be, she sent me a picture of this. This is my dear, sweet friend. Let me find it. I want to show you what she put on her porch for these babies, these little kid babies that walk by. I saw a whole bunch of little kids out there today, and they all go down the street, and they're so darn cute. Okay, so she'll know who she is. But anyway, isn't this sweet on her porch? She put the bear outside with the carrots, with the Easter bunny. Now, she's trying to tell me she didn't keep her stuffed animals from childhood, Lori. Anyway, she kept her stuffed animals. This is a grown woman with these stuffed animals. And I'm just teasing you. I have them too, but I just don't have them here. But anyway, the kids see this on their way by so that they know the Easter bunny's coming and carrots. So that's it. She can't really put candy out there because people will think she's trying to poison people with the candy. That's what I would think. I'll be like, don't eat that lady's candy. Anyway, everybody's doing this in the neighborhood, and it's very, very sweet for these kids. So I saw some kids coming down here. There were some older kids with their little siblings and maybe their neighbor siblings going down the street, and they were all skipping and jumping and having fun. So they're starting to go out down the street. That's what they're starting to do. Now, people are asking about all of the stuff that's going on astrologically. Okay, so today's April Fool's Day. We know this. This is the height of the Mars-Saturn conjunction, and then it starts to move outwards again. So we have that coming. Let's see. I've got to reach. I'm inappropriate. Let's see when we have the next. Oh my God, where did my calendar go? See what happens when I. There I go. Face right in there. Okay, popcorn. I love popcorn. I can't start eating popcorn. It's just going to be a fat for all if I do that. Okay, so let's look and see what is coming up the next full or whatever moon. If you've been getting my newsletters, they've been somehow sabotaged on the thing, and now they're fixed apparently. So I don't really know about that, but that's what I hear from Paul. Paul is not on here, but Paul helps me with my web stuff. Okay, so then we have okay, tomorrow could be a bit intense. Now, I wanted to talk about VC moons. If anybody knows, I don't know about Dr. Dre. You put that backwards, I think. Yeah, I heard the Caribbean had, yes, troops deployed to the Caribbean. I really hope they get the brown-skinned babies out. That's what's going on underneath. And for once and for all, these people and their charities, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I can't help myself. Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out. The people and their charities, their philanthropy. Okay, so remember, it's always hidden in plain sight. And if I do all these good deeds for you, you don't question that I'm bad because you feel like I'm good because I'm doing these good things. So they all have charities for children's this, children's that, unless you know the person personally. Don't give your money, even UNICEF. I mean, I was shocked to read what Bill Gates' dad, hello, Mr. Bill Gates' dad, and then what picture did they have of him on Wikipedia? Here's an old white guy. Not that I don't like old white men, I do, but here's an old white guy, right? And I'm going to put in, okay, Bill, I guess it's Bill Gates Sr., right? That's what his name is. So the old white guy has the brown-skinned baby hugging him from behind. I actually almost threw up in my mouth. Seriously. I cannot look at an old white guy, billionaire, with money around these children. I just can't. I cannot do it anymore because I understand, feel it, whatever. Okay, he was William H. Gates Sr. Here's the picture they have of him. That picture, do you see that? That's on Wikipedia though. This picture is designed to make you feel something. It's emotional manipulation. Hello, folks. I don't know if that guy's in jail yet. I can't feel it. I feel really neutral. But when you're looking at Bill Gates Sr.'s dad, understand he came from money. Okay, so he's a billionaire. So the fact that he invented the internet or whatever, that's all through the help of demonic entity that they pull in. They do this in order to amass power. They know what they're doing. A lot of people in the witchcraft community, spiritual community, metaphysical community know how to pray and bring in the influence of Sloan, children in Central Park. No, not children. They were letting people in Central Park, but maybe they're hiding children in Central. I have no idea. Supposed to be sick people in Central Park, which means I don't want to hike in Central Park. And I'm not near there. But these people know how to conjure up. They know how to open the astral level and go through like this. So that's part of the problem that we have. We don't know unless you happen to be in the metaphysical field and happen to be in that sector of it, happen to deal with it. As a psychic, I learn it because as a kid, that's what we're taught. We're taught all around that. We see that. Toronto was a huge black magic. Exactly. It's not just black magic though. It's certain forms of religion where they move themselves into an altered state by using certain, you can almost call it hypnotic, but it's like trance music. If you look at voodoo, it's like trance music and it puts their body energetically, like it shifts it up like a gear so that the soul can get out. And once they're pliable or agreeable to it, like let's say you're raised in a culture where your parents do practice voodoo. Okay. So like I said, if you're raised in it, you don't think any different. My kids assume everybody's psychic. They're raised with a psychic. It's not something that they think is weird. They think I'm weird, but not because I'm psychic. They just think I'm weird. And they shouldn't. I'm not any more weirder than they are. But they actually feel, okay, so they open the body. Now, if a spirit attaches to you, for example, I am weird. I'm very weird. Did you say that? I am totally weird. I'm more weird than you know. Anyway, what happens is if you need money and some of these candles that you burn are fine. It's fine. You're just asking for money, more abundance, whatever. But some of them ask for the help of something to come in and bring them more abundance. That's fine if you want to do that. But at a certain point, what are you letting in to your area? Bill Gates' father, I'm going to read what this guy did. I mean, it's quite outstanding, but don't make no mistake about it. Bill Gates didn't accidentally discover the computer. That's not true. Okay, so Bill Gates Sr., he's an American retired attorney, and they have to use the word philanthropist. Philanthropist means I've done something wrong, and now I want you to think I'm good. I'm also a lawyer, so I can write my own nonprofit, spend the money and allocate it the way I want to because I'm a lawyer and I'm probably contractually law at the same time. Let's see, he's a philanthropist, author of a book, Showing Up for Life. Yeah, okay, Mr. Billionaire, we get it. Let's see what you do when you lose your money and you go out there. And Thoughts and Gifts of a Lifetime. Why is anybody reading this guy's books? Because I'm going to point this picture out again. I want you to take note. Always a dark-skinned baby. Babies, they're disgusting. They hurt these children. That's what I feel. Anyway, so what did this guy do? Let's see. He's a businessman. He's a lawyer. He's a blah, 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 blah. He earned his BA in 1949. Okay, so that's good. He had his law firm. He co-founded Schindler and King, whatever that is, which became Preston and Gates, a law firm, I'm assuming. Then he was associated with the Washington State Bar Association. He was on the Seattle Chamber of Commerce. That's not so unusual. People in the community are on the Chamber of Commerce. He was in the Kings County United Way and Planned Parenthood. I kept calling it UNICEF, United Way. Let's see. And he founded Technology Alliance, whose mission, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually bored reading this. PG&E. He retired. Oh my God. Fucker. Okay, I just read this. In 1998, he retired from PG&E. He served for 15 years. You remember that girl, Erin Brockovich, and PG&E? I know, I love that character because she had her boobs out and she had her mini skirts on and she was like, fuck you. And she climbed in her heels up and all that shit. I like that shit when people do that. At least they look like a woman. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way, but just because she's a hoochie mama doesn't mean she's not smart, is my point. Because sometimes hoochie mamas are smart. But anyway, PG&E is the one that caused that whole nonsense and the whole nonsense up in Paradise. So he was on the board of PG&E. So he must have been on the board with Moonbeam's, who was on there? Moonbeam's sister, Jerry Brown's sister. I don't know if they would be on the board at the same time because I don't know how old Jerry Brown's sister is. I'm assuming she's close to 70 because he's close to 70. So I am not happy about this. None of this nonsense. But it's none of my business because I don't count on the planet. Okay, so apparently what's going on now is there's an underground thing happening and I can feel nothing. Nothing. I can feel absolutely nothing. I'm like, I have to wake up tomorrow and see. I did have a dream. If Jennifer's out there, I had a dream about Jennifer last night and I can't remember, but Jennifer, okay, I can't find Estelle's account. Real Estelle. Maybe it's therealestelleday.com. Maybe she's blocked us all because I'm sending people to her. Let's see. Maybe I'm saying it wrong because I'm insane. Okay, let's find it. I'm going to find it. I hope she didn't like block me. Estelle, if you're out there and you blocked me, I don't know what to say. Okay, let me look at this. Somebody's actually texting me. They can't find you because they can't buy your... Oh no, here it is. Oh my God, I am so bad. I'm going to show you what it looks like. She's so cute, Estelle. I love Estelle. Okay, so she's a Leo too. Just saying. It's Estelle Day official. Oh my God, there it is. Can you see her little thing? There. That's Estelle's. This is what you need to do. This is it. I mean, for the makeup. And then she has her link to where you can buy the under eye concealer and everything. And this is it. This is what it's Jaffa Royal Jelly, and it's the or Royal, and it's this. This is the color I use because I'm pale as hell. And I have black eyes and, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, it's, so that should answer your question. Estelle Day official. And that's what she looks like. Now let's look at cute Estelle here, just because she's so cute and I'm going to be obnoxious. That's Estelle. So you want to see what Estelle looks like? That's her. She's super cute. She's a good dresser. She's a fun Leo. She makes me laugh. Oh, look at this. I'm going to put Walter on here too. I'm really going to get some hate mail. There's Estelle and Walter. She's a Leo and he's an Aries, just like me and John. It's Leo Aries. Leos like Aries. And they like them with an age difference because Leos are smart. Most of them. There's some not smart ones, but we won't tell them because it'll hurt their feelings. Me, Carol, and Estelle are all Leos, and we think we're smart. We know we're smart. Anyway, Leos they do like to learn from people, so they'll pick partners they can learn from. That's right. But Leos always rule their house because they're the cute ones. Just saying. Okay, I'm over it. All right, so let's go into the energy. I'm looking for the next new moon to see what's coming up. So tomorrow, oh, that's what I was talking about, void of course moon. So tomorrow we have Pluto. Moon opposes Pluto until moon enters Leo. So moon is opposing Pluto in Cancer, Capricorn right now. Moon's in Cancer, Pluto's in Capricorn. So we're having that. Now that's very interesting because that is some kind of governmental, and what is Cancer but family? Government, family, children, family. Then we go into Leo. That's children. Leo rules children. It also rules hair and beauty products and things like that, and ego and all of those things. But we have that going, we have it going into. Now, what is a void of course moon? The moon goes VC or void of course, which it will be tomorrow at 9:49 a.m. until it's the last part of the moon with no aspects until it goes into the next sign. Okay, so every 2.5 days, the moon goes through a sign. So all week long, we're going through 1 or 2 or 3 signs between new and full. And if the moon forms no aspects at the end of its degrees, we call this void of course, meaning it's not being propelled. It's not in opposing Pluto. It's not doing anything cuckoo. It's just basically seeing through you. Are you seeing through me? That's good. Then you know what I say to that. Anyway, I'm not going to flip the camera off again. But so moon, void of course moon, okay, VC, void of course moon is very interesting because there's no aspects, which mean the moon in its sign stands on its own until it moves into the next sign. So when things are VC and you want to take action, actually you shouldn't. You should step back from taking the action and just see what goes on around it because you don't have any other planets with it to propel the action. So as soon as it hits the next moon sign, about every 2.5 days, we go in and out of sign. She, moon, is sleeping. Okay, I didn't even understand that. We want to meet John. Yeah, I can't get John off the couch. Don't tell him I said that. However, Jason has agreed to come in studio. Keithy, I can't talk to him because he's a Scorpio moon. So we have that issue. But I'll get him here. Tulip will be here. Lila, I'm positive, will be here. As soon as I can find my Lila. She's been kind of on lockdown for a while. Very upsetting to me. My rascal pants. Okay, so Tuesday, April 7th. Here is what we have. This is what's coming up, people. Oh, my God. Okay, so I'm taking off my jacket because now I'm sweating. Okay, which could be a hot flash or PMS or psychosis, whatever. All right, so we have a full moon. We have a full moon in Libra on April 7th, which is next Tuesday. Full moon in Libra at 18 degrees and 44 seconds. So what that means, let's see when it goes full. I'm looking to see when it goes full. It's not telling me here. Hi. Okay, so it's Tuesday. So what that means is up until the full moon, we should see something break. Now, Libra is going to be in opposition, squaring and opposition to certain planets, which is basically, actually squaring, what am I saying, opposition? Well, no, it's going to be in opposition to Aries. It's right now. So we're going to see a shakeup and some kind of aggression as it comes up to that. So hi there. Somebody said hi, and thank you so much, you guys. For all of your super chats and super stickers. I'm getting so used to this. This is just the first week I've done this. I don't even know how one collects their super chat sticker money. I don't know if it's different than the AdSense or what. I have no idea. I'm still trying to research that, but no one really tells you. Anyway, we have the full moon in Libra. So what is Libra? So for your Libras out there, your Aries, your Cancer, your Capricorns, all of those people are going to be affected by that. Remember, the nodes right now, The nodes at the moment are in Cancer, Capricorn, and that is the parental aspect of your chart. So Capricorn usually occupies the 10th house and would be indicative of the paternal, the male side. But if you're raised by a single mother, it could be that too. But it's the patriarchal governmental society that we've been in over the years. So that, and then Cancer is the opposite. Remember, what is above ground is what we see, and Cancer is all underground because it's water. So it's all of those things that internally, emotionally, family, all of that. Now, Libra, what does Libra love to do? Libra loves. Remember, Aries is April and Libra is October, exactly 6 months apart in the calendar. That's your opposition. Libra must restore balance and find balance. But in order to do that, let's give you an example when you're cleaning your house. Let's say you come in and you're a Libra and you're like, oh my God, it's so messy in here. I don't know what I'm going to do. And so a Libra will come in and like literally pull everything out of every closet, everything off of every bookshelf, everything everywhere, and throw it in the middle of the floor and just go, what is this shit? They cause complete chaos. They don't just go like one little corner at a time. They come in and they like rip the walls down to the studs. They're like, that's it. And then they put it up piece by piece so it's balanced, okay? That's what this Libra full moon is going to do. So there is going to be something quite chaotic. Now that I have not been looking really at astrology except one day at a time. I'm not even looking ahead. I haven't even written anything on my astrology letter because I can barely stay awake at night. It's weird. I do feel like radio waves are going through my head. I'm assuming that's the 5G that I'm not supposed to talk about. I also feel like I might need a dentist from the jelly beans. I'm going to be fucked when that happens. But yet I can't stop myself. But what happens in a Libra full moon, which means on the way to the full moon. So remember, a full moon is like being pregnant. So it means just before you burst. As soon as the moon goes full, it's like you've birthed the baby. In this case, you've birthed the chaos with the Libra full moon. So to me, full moon on the 7th. So right around the 4th of April, which I think is Saturday, on the 4th of April on Saturday, from that 3 days going to Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then the 3 days after, some people are going to be affected before 3 days and some people after. So it's like a 6-day chunk of time where people are going berserk. People over here acting up for the 3 days, depending on their degree, okay, depending on their degree, and people on the last 3 days. So I tend to know in my family who acts up. John acts up before the full moon. I act up after the full moon. Pretty much the kids are somewhere right around 2 days, like in there. So this happens. Anybody with Aries in their chart, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer is going to be affected with this full moon because it's squaring and opposing, which means wherever your squaring or opposing planets are placed. So in your chart, look to see where Libra is. That is where the full moon will go. It's at, as I said, 18 degrees and 44 seconds. So whoever has Libra placed in that way, okay, that degree, wherever it's placed, look for planets that are married to it conjunct. Look for planets that are opposite in the same degree. So Aries at 18 degree, Capricorn and Cancer at 18 degrees, but also allow for 3 degrees out. So from 18, we go from 15 to 18 and then to 21. So you're going to be looking from 15 to 21, basically, in the signs of Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, and something else. Aries. Like, wait, what? So it forms a big square like this, okay? So we have Aries occupying the 1st house. We have Cancer in the 4th house. We have Libra in the 7th house, and we have Capricorn in the 10th. So in the sky, it's a big square. So those are the planets that are going to be affected. Somebody asked about being born with a full moon, okay? So being born with a full moon, my Jason is a full moon. My Lila is a full moon. Being born with a full moon just basically means that at the time of your birth, the energy was really accumulating in the family environment. So your energy to me is more sensitive and more heightened and more, if you're born natally with a full moon, you probably are more responsive to little subtle nuances around, okay? So you're more responsive in that way. So you could be you could be a little bit more emotional. So if you're a girl, they might think you're a little bit more like sensitive, PMSy. If you're a guy, a little bit more bipolar, screamy, whatever. I don't really believe in these things. I'm just saying that's what they say. No, I've been called bipolar and PMSy, of which I am, but whatever. So the full moon makes people respond like that. So there's a sensitivity. And also, remember, in a full moon, if you are born with it, a person is being born. Their moon sign counts, the position of the moon, and then their expression. So they are accumulating and expressing something to move it forward. So it's combust. I mean, not actually combust, but it pops. The energy is electric and pops. So the full moon is always pregnant, getting ready to push out. Now, depending on what you have conjunct your full moon or opposing it or squaring it or aspecting it, what house it's in, this can tell you whether it was 18 hours to get to the full moon, or was it 2 hours to get to the full moon, or was it, you know, did you have 20 minutes of labor and then came the full moon? So all of these things affect your full moon. So you can never really blanketly statement it. But for the purpose of reading 5,000 different people, I'm going to say the full moon in Libra is very interesting. And right at the moment and right now, that's fascinating because Libra is very much partnering, connecting to people, wanting to be around people. So a Libra full moon means that the public is probably going to be like, we're not going to stay in anymore. Oh, thank you for that. That's a big note. Somebody's sending me love with purple and pink. That I can see. I didn't see who it was, and I apologize. Oh my God. Yeah, I got hearts. So I saw that. But the full moon in Libra, what does Libra want? Libra wants partnerships of all kinds. So as a society, we want partnerships. And I'm going to say this again. I'm really going to say this again. When you cut off connection. Now, I'm not touchy-feely because I'm so OCD, unless it's like, you know, I want sex or something. Just scratch that I said that. But anyway, I'm not like Miss Touchy-feely. I'm not going to go around pawing people. However, I have come to know energetically that with touch and with connection, it connects chakras, not just through a screen, not just through that. You actually have to align chakras within the same energy field. 6 feet apart is very interesting to me because 6 feet apart, okay, there's a distance and you're kind of out of people's auric fields at that point. So there's no internal communication. Remember, when we sit next to each other, even on an airplane with a stranger, okay, let's say you don't know that you're who you're sitting beside on the airplane. So you don't know who you're sitting beside. You're sitting beside them and you immediately, there's a conversation going on underneath things, okay? So there's a conversation that goes underneath, and that conversation lets you know whether you are repelled from this person or if you like this person, if they're a safe person, if you're comfortable next to them. But the psyches are talking, or the soul conversation. Move people 6 feet apart and they can't connect energetically. Now, if you can't connect energetically, what happens? Then you lose your intuitiveness, okay, which when you lose that intuitiveness, you become confused. Remember, if you have confusion about what's going on around you or anywhere else, it's usually a lie. Confusion is a lie. In other words, if something is truth, you're not confused. It's the truth and you're like, that's the truth. I don't like the truth, but I'm not confused. Like, I love to smoke cigarettes. I don't. I'm just saying. I love to smoke cigarettes, but the fact that there's a skull and crossbones on the back of it that says you will die, that's the truth. Now, that's curious to me. So I see people going in to buy cigarettes, and I'm like, so the cigarettes don't scare you, but what's going on now scares you? Fascinating. Fascinating. I'm like, they're fucking telling you you're going to die if you inhale this shit. They have no problem inhaling it. It's like, okay. It's their choice, though. I don't go around telling them not to smoke. I just don't. I'm like, you want to smoke? Smoke. I'm not happy about it when people smoke, but it's not my business. I don't go like tattling on them like, ooh, you smoked. What is that? You 5, you got to tattle on the hiker tattlers. Okay, pansies. All right, sorry, didn't mean that to come out. Okay, but anyway, energetically, when you are far away from people, you can't connect with their soul energy. Therefore, you can't read them underneath. So there's something about this distancing. Now, I will give you an amazing example, and I have to get my, you're going to see my weirdo track pants I have on. Okay, so this is my scarf. I'm taking this off and I'm putting this down. I am wearing the worst track pants on the planet, and I'm going to dress this up. See? It wasn't. It's a scarf. It's my scarf because it's shiny. Leo's like shiny shit. Hiker tattlers. Somebody's doing, they're fucking hiking tattlers. There's barroom tattlers, there's hiking tattlers, there's these tattletales. They're babies. They're the ones in school. Oh, teacher, so-and-so did this, because they're so vacuous. They need to have somebody else's approval, and it needs to be an authority. So obviously daddy didn't pay enough attention to them, or something like that. Or mommy, and they needed to be the best child. Look at me. I'm good. I'm following directions. Okay, whatever. But I was going to tell you a story. 9/11, I only saw people. They're ridiculous, I know. And I've got to keep mocking them on here because I have no other outlet, and because I'm not allowed near them to punch them. So I don't have an outlet. And I'm not going to punch anybody at this point in my life, too old. But during 9/11, prior to 9/11, when the terrorists or whatever they were, the pilots, those people, when they were doing all of that, they had families back wherever they came. I think it was Saudi Arabia, wherever they came from. They had families, they had wives, they had children. So it was interesting because I read one article and I was like, oh my God, and I never saw it again, and I cannot find it. But it talked about the wives of all of the people that were flying the planes. And the wives of the people that were flying the planes, Osama had said, I'm not saying his last name. I think this channel is going to get in trouble soon. Anyway, because like my subscribes are going down now, and you know, they're going backwards. So I think someone's pissed off at me. I'm just Canadian. We're pacifists. Why y'all pissed off? So stupid. But anyway, the people that flew the planes, the year prior to them flying the planes, they were told to distance themselves from their family and their wives, the people that they shared a bed with, which means their energy was within 6 feet. I found that interesting. Then we're talking 2002, I read this article after that happened. The wives said that they got psychic information from their husbands up until the year prior, and then couldn't really feel the energy of it after, because when they were in bed, I'm assuming that their husbands, their mates, you know, that kind of thing, when they were in bed with them, they were able to see bits and pieces. Some of the wives described seeing the towers, the metal, the people, the chaos, the fire, the flames, the airplanes, but they couldn't put it together because their husbands weren't telling them. So this was really interesting to me because it was about separating them so the wives couldn't pick up intuitively. So what does that tell you about the people that plan things against other people? It tells you that they are aware that the intuitive aspects of our life go around, that we actually have an intuitive thing. We have this intuition that can see things. That's what it actually tells us. We have this amazing intuition. So if you remove the connection from people, you are removing their ability to read and assess certain things through the interaction. And also people touching, they've proven it, people touching. I don't mean go out and touch people you don't know. I would back down from that for a while, but no ass pinching out there. Oh, where are the days of ass pinching, right? Now we're not allowed to touch anybody. It's so not fun anymore. Come on. I used to be able to go up and grab a guy's butt and then just go, hi, how are you? Can't do that anymore. Party poopers. All right, I'm over it. But when you look at it, when you connect with people like that, they've said, doctors have even said that it heals people. It actually heals people. Why don't we want to heal people? So it heals them emotionally. We're in fear. If we can connect with people, then we're no longer in fear. That's what I know they're party poopers, right? Don't you remember you could go up and slap a guy on the ass in a bar? Or was that just me running around being a molester? There weren't these rules back when I was growing up, okay? There just wasn't. And guys didn't seem to mind when you did that. Okay, I'll stop. It's bad. It's bad. Society's bad. That's a joke. Don't report me to the butt slapping fascists. So we're not allowed to touch. So I wonder if this is also part of what's going on. I really do. A couple more Leos going on there. I mean, going by. Okay, so I think it's interesting too, because when I talked to the girls in the restaurant today that were making the food, when I talked to them, they said they had no instruction. They did not have to put gloves on. They did not have to wear masks. They go home to their families, husbands, wives, kids. A lot of them have kids and husbands. I'm assuming some of the husbands go out to work, do that, do their stuff. So how do they know that the food handlers do not have or are carriers of what is going on right now? So this is very interesting to me that there's a discrepancy with that, because it feels like confusion to me. It doesn't make sense. I was always taught that if it's confusing, it's not true. There's some form of deception. Again, with the cigarettes, it's not confusing. It's obvious. I may just like to smoke and not care. Those are two different things. So, yeah, I'm not sure how to say that. That I'm not sure. But I know you guys love when I do the tarot readings. So I'm going to move my disgusting makeup bag full of God knows what. Look at this. Like, seriously? Look. That's what goes on this face. So much stuff. I'm looking. I'm like, ooh, this is a good thing. Just before we start. Do you guys use this? It's for your brows. And it's part of the benefit one, but look, 2 little tones, and you can like pencil in and then smooth it out. I love this stuff. And if Yvonne's out there, oh my God, could I use you for my eyebrows? Yvonne does my eyebrows. She's probably not even gonna like me saying this. Anyway, she's at Ulta in Burbank, okay? And Marbette's there too. Super good. And let me do a shout out, okay? I'm gonna do a shout out to Elika. She's good with hair. So there's tons of people over there that do great brows, great hair. This is one of the products I love. I'm now growing hair down here. I'm just not going to use the razor to get it off. I'm afraid I will cut my eyelashes off. Then what will I do? Not a damn thing, because I can't get into the beauty store. I was hoping somebody was going to go rogue and like do nails behind the scenes or do eyebrows or something. Like, like it's a covert thing, like a drug dealer. You put your mask on, you put your hoodie on. You crawl over to wherever they're doing it out of their car in an alleyway. You creep in, you get your nails done. You tip them and you run out the door like you've just like gotten a blowjob from some random whatever on a street corner. Just like that, but it's nails and hair. This is back alley nail salon. Exactly. I'm like, what is the world come to? Oh my God. Anyway, all the restaurants were getting in trouble for delivering the alcohol too, which I think if people are drinking, maybe they might stay in their house because they don't want to get a DUI while they're out there. Right? Right. My gardener guy, he was out again today. I don't know what they do out here, but there's 1 or 2 out on the street all the time. And they're fine. And I noticed that the gardeners are employed. So they go from one house to the next house to the next house doing the gardens. And I'm very glad the lawns are getting manicured. If only I could get manicured. Because soon my nails are going to grow off and then I'm going to have to clip them. Then don't have an emery board or whatever, nail file, emery board. Don't I sound like 1920s? Emery board. Canadian. But I don't have one. And then where am I going to get it? I guess I'm going to have to go into CVS where all the sick people are. And at CVS, they are hiding the rubbing alcohol behind the counter. Like it's an opioid. We cannot get it. It's hidden. Just saying. That was a report too. Okay, so I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about because I'm so distracted. Oh yeah, the card readings. That's where we're going. Okay, so everybody get ready. Pick card number 1. I mean, not card number 1. Pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. I'm grabbing my cards. I've been leaving them out here. If you saw back here, you would die. I have you guys posted on a spaghetti can down here. Not a spaghetti can, a spaghetti pot, because it's the only thing I have here, because I don't really cook here. So a spaghetti pot and 2 books, and then my little stand like that. That's where you are. I'm going to do, okay, this is what I promise you. I shouldn't promise because I'm a big fat liar sometimes. And I can't make excuses. I'm one person who does one job with no assistant, answers my own phone, doesn't answer emails, apparently to the hate emails I'm getting. Takes way too long to do shit, but I'm doing the best I can because I'm one person. All right, that's just me. That's who I am. Anyway, what I was going to say, what the hell was I going to say? Who the hell knows? Oh, I've got the spaghetti pot and the 2 books. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some celebrity videos this week and weekend. That's my time. It's just, I've got like 2 days off. So on my days off, I'm doing the celebrity videos of people. Dorothy Stratton is good because she's Canadian. She's from Vancouver and she had that horrific death. She was actually smart, super cute. Didn't she try to move in with Peter Bogdanovich, if I'm correct? I think so. I think that's who she tried to move in with or having a love affair with. She was beautiful. She was murdered at age 20. Beautiful Dorothy Stratton, right? Absolutely. I think she was a very luminescent Pisces, if I remember correctly. Loved her. Her boyfriend was older and I want to say, you know what? I want to say he was an Aries, but maybe he wasn't. I think I remember that. Don't know why I remember that, but I do. All right, so we're going to do pile number 1. I got to take this off. Sweating again. All right, pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. I'm going to keep a really clear head, okay? Clear head, and I'm shuffling. Do 5 shuffles with your own cards. So I'm going to do, again, my Zen deck. This, there, see, ooh, there. I love this deck. It's actually really great, that deck. So I'm going to do that deck. So we're going to throw some cards, and then that's what we're going to do. Pile number 1. Now, when I shuffle them, I let them fly out. Oh, they just dropped on the card. One dropped on the card. Pile number floor. The card dropped on the floor. Hold on, I have to duck down. It's like someone's under the table, and I have to. Never mind. Okay, I'm back. That was quick. Pile number 3. Your card fell on the floor. Then I love these just because they're small. Sometimes I have a hard time shuffling like huge decks. So pile number 1, pile number 2, 5 shuffles because 5 is change. So if you've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, the number 5 brings about change with the cards. That's why I do 5. I shuffle with 5 because 5 is a change number. So like, let's say I'm asking a question repeatedly over and over and over again, because I can be OCD. So let's say I want to know, did I get the job? Did I get this? Did I get that? Or whatever it is. You know, people ask, does he love me? Does he love me? And some people will call me and you have to shuffle like 65 times if they want you to do a tarot reading. So I shuffle 5 because that changes the direction of the cards. It gives you a new spread. Otherwise, you could pull out the same cards again. I'm not a fan of pulling out the same cards again. So there, that's all I'm saying. All right, so pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. I'm just going boom, boom, boom. I'm picking from the deck after it's been shuffled. This is such a beautiful deck that I really do resonate with it. I believe this, probably giving out the wrong person. I believe this is John Holland's deck. And it's an oracle deck. These are not tarot cards, they're oracle decks, okay? But the colors are pretty, the green's pretty. It just seems pretty like salad and hills, right? So why not? I think it is John Holland's deck. Somebody probably knows what it is out there. I know, green is so pretty. Green is very balanced. Green is also for leprechauns and lucky and money and all of that. Okay, so pile number 1. All right, it is, yeah, love John Holland's deck. He's got like a love deck. I have that somewhere over there. I don't really just focus just on love because when we do that it's just on love. I know people like love, but I like to get like rounded in every area. So that's why I use that oracle deck, not just the love deck. Because, you know, then we got to go down that whole road. And that's a road. I can't go down that road. Okay, so as I said that, pile number 1, you guys are naughty tonight. Okay, pile number 1, look at what I said. I don't do just love readings with the love tarot, which is pink, okay, or the love oracle. But look what you guys got. Okay, seriously. You got the Lover's card. You got the Chariot, moving forward towards a lover. You got the Ace of Discs. Now, this is interesting because I'm going to start telling you what that means. And you got Strengthening Bonds. Okay, what does this tell you now? This tells you now pile number 1. Pile number 1 wants to connect more with their lover. And with the Chariot there, now this can be a husband, a lover, a fuck buddy, or whatever. You want to connect more with your lover, your partner. I'm talking romantically. But it's interesting. You may actually work with this person right now or try to connect with them work-wise. So there is an opening of that door and a reinventing of the relationship that's also going to bring in it all aspects. Interesting, going into the full moon in Libra, because all aspects of one's life, lover, work, sleep with, money, food, connection, all of these things are stepping forth. Now the time frame for this, and I'm hearing, actually, I don't know who I'm talking to out there, obviously, but what I'm hearing is somebody who picked pile number 1 actually is working with somebody that they're in love with, but doesn't know how the other person feels. I believe the other person feels the same. And there will be some acknowledgement of that over the summer, meaning end of June through July is what I'm getting for that person. I don't know who that is. Somebody says it's me. They're working with a person that they're in love with, and they're keeping it to themselves right now. But this is about moving a love relationship forward in a connection and strengthening it. And there's also a financial connection to it, which is good. Not in the disconnected sense, but in the connected sense, which means the two energies together can actually financially really evolve and move things forward for each other. So this is super awesome, okay? Super amazing. This is a good thing. This is something that they can do together. So if you are in a relationship with your lover that you can't get near to, I suspect there's a lot of people going out for batteries these days. Did I say that? I did. It's okay. I have batteries, backups, and all kinds of things. Oh, God. Shh. All right. So I'm over that. All right. So these people are strengthening their bonds. And you guys with pile number 1 actually are communicating with somebody that you're either in love with and not talking about, or they're literally your lover, and you're thinking about a way to work together. And I don't mean work like get along. I mean work and produce money. There's a financial aspect to this. This could also be preparing to sell a house. I get that for some of you. This is getting ready to move forward and sell a house. Now, for me, what that means is somebody's trying to get pregnant, have children, and actually move forward into a house where they can actually live or do. I didn't even see that there. Yeah, batteries. You can recharge them, but I just buy them at Costco. Tons of them in all different sizes. All right, so this is what's happening for pile number 1. The other thing, and I'm going to pull another card with pile number 1 because I want actually to tell me what the time frame for pile number 1 is. Pile number 1 has this nice connection. Okay. Interesting. This is definitely about selling or combining your money, because there's a burden with where you are now in a financial sense. So what is happening during this we are forced to stay at home time frame is that you are actually getting ready to consolidate financially and move things so it's no longer a burden, so you can strengthen your relationship. So this is to create a job. This is to do something along those lines. The time frame, and there you go. Look. Somebody wants to, somebody doesn't want to. The time frame for me is early July. It's within 3 months. So we're going to say this is April, May, June, July. It's within that time frame. So pile number 1, you have the opportunity with which to move things forward in a financial way in your love relationship, okay? In your love relationship. And for some of you, you're actually going to be able to tell somebody that you love them, somebody that you work with or have worked with, that you actually love them. So it's going to be revealed to you, or it's going to be revealed to them. And that is really interesting, because for some of you, I feel during this time frame, love isn't really a consideration because we're kind of all just trying to survive. So I feel it, and it is a transformation. I'm going to explain something. I just pulled one more card for you guys. I got the Death card. You're not dying. Get over that right now. The Death card in the tarot is very closely associated with Pluto, Scorpio, Pluto, that kind of thing. So for some of you, it could mean, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I take it to mean that there's transformation within the relationship. So the old structure of the love relationship is now moving in a different direction. That's what I feel it is. So I feel it has a lot to do with that. And I feel like you're in the process of moving things more positively through the connection romantically and through the love. So somebody's going to be told that somebody is in love with them, and somebody is going to be told that they love somebody else, okay? And somebody is going to agree to move a house. I literally get that. The timing is within 3 months. May, June, July. I'm really getting it towards, I feel it's actually the end of June, July. So I feel it's water time frame, Cancer, where this comes to be, where it comes to be at this particular time. Now, with the death card is the final one that I pulled, this one again, the death card. With this card, that is transformation. So think about it for a second. Let me use eyebrows as a particular focus. So when you have really hairy, furry eyebrows, the Pluto card or the death card could be used as transformative. You could go to your brow girl. She could get rid of the caterpillars and the unibrow, and then you are transformed. That's what I'm talking about. It does not have to apply to be negative. It's not negative necessarily. It is something different. It is something that opens you up and transforms you, but this is through love. So I want you guys to actually pay attention to that. For those of you single that picked pile number 1, somebody that you have worked with, work around, or work for now is going to tell you how they feel about you, or you are going to tell them. I have a feeling they're telling you though. So I feel like somebody is going to say that they love you. I don't think they'll word it like that. I'll just think they'll say that they enjoy you, they like you, that kind of thing, and they want to date you or have a coffee with you. Of course, you'll have to do this virtually at this point because God forbid you show up at the coffee shop together that you cannot stand in. Not good. But anyway, they're going to tell you this. So the first second you get out, I don't know, you could end up in bed with them. That's what I'm hoping for you. That's what I hope for pile number 1. But that is what I'm seeing. That's actually what I see in that area for you. So I see it. And it's interesting too, because I'll go on a different bit of a spin with pile number 1. I feel almost like pile number 1 could be analyzing in their own life how they want to see love. Like, what do they want to see? What is love? How do they see it? Have they let it in their life? So they're rethinking what it is they want to do romantically, okay? So for themselves, they are strengthening the commitment to themselves to allow people into their life that love them, okay? So that's what I feel with pile number 1. I feel like that's actually really lovely. After I just made a joke about not doing relationships, this is all about relationships for you. And you're to actually take a chance because you're going to be transformed anyway, so you can't deal with it. Like, you can stay home and hide in your closet wearing your underwear on your head, like I saw somebody doing, seriously. You could do that, but you're still going to be transformed through your romantic experience, and it's going to come by the end of June. Cancer, as soon as the sun hits Cancer time frame, that is when it's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Can't change it. That's what's going to be. So that's how I'm seeing it for you, pile number 1. I also get for pile number 1, this is random because I didn't use my, I did not use my, herbal tarot deck. Pile number 1, I am hearing that you should be, please don't take this weird, but I just heard it in my head. You guys should be drinking cherry juice right now because it feels like the body needs to be cleansed, and in particular the liver. Now I'm going to extend this out one more thing. When I say that, I know that the people with pile number 1 are having issues with relationships and allowing people in because they have an issue with their father in the family or the father figure growing up. That's what the cherry juice connects to in my weirdo psychic head. But that's what it is. So clearing up your liver during this point. I am drinking cherry juice. Okay, that's good. You need to. If you are, you need to. But it's going to clear up your liver. Water it down a bit because cherry juice is like huge sugar, so you don't want to like bounce off walls or fall asleep. Like, I literally fell asleep on the floor like a child after eating all those jelly beans. Okay, so somebody's texting me. They picked cherries. I have no idea who's texting me. I just look down and I see all that down there. I'm like, I don't know what it's saying. But what I'm seeing is, so for pile number 1, the relationship and the transformation, Okay, the transformation is because you're going to allow somebody into your life. You've got to heal the childhood wounds from your father. Doesn't mean your father did anything heinous. That's not what I mean. It means that you have blocks because of what your father taught you, the interaction and what you believed with it, whatever that is, whatever he said to you. It could have been just random and you took it different, your perception. This is what I feel. So this is how I feel you're going to be dealing with it. Okay, so cherry juice, watered down because you don't want to have a sugar rush. I personally do, but maybe you don't. And then after that, the transformation's coming because it's healing the father issue. So you are now, that's what the transformation is. That's what the death card is. You are actually moving forward energetically in a heart space, in your heart chakra, so that you can let the love in and basically start a love relationship. Pile number one. That's actually cool. That's cool. Pile number one has their work cut out for them. Okay, pile number two. Okay, really, these are all going to be relationship tonight. As out of my mouth said, I like to focus on everything else. Okay, pile number two. I got a feeling we got some spunky ass people in pile number two because we get choose your battles. You know what that means. Means you're battling with everybody right now, probably because you're locked in the house. So there's that. Then we get the Empress card. Now, the Empress card is interesting because it can be the start of a new creative project, but it can also be the woman, the Empress, the sex goddess, the beauty, the one that creates, the one that's looked up to. So the woman that is looked up to within the relationship. Then we have the Four of Pentacles. There's been money with all of these through, telling me that everybody is concerned with their financial status right now. And here we go. What do we need, number two, to get back to in order to be playful like the Empress? The Empress has commands and has power and creates. She's one of the most creative besides the High Priestess in the deck of cards. She creates and births what needs to step forward, okay? This is part of what she does. This is innocence. So you need to go back, remove your jaded self. I know we're all jaded right now, and basically go back to when things were just exactly as they appeared. So people were as they are, people were how they were, and that's what you need to go back and do. Okay, so that's for pile number two. Now I'm pulling another card. Look at this pile number two. Nothingness. Okay, so we're here with a clean slate. Now that's interesting because psychically what I'm being told to say to you with that, pile number two is having some issues with past things that they've done. So this being in lockdown, shutdown, jail, monkey cages, alien experiments, matrix, whatever we're calling it. For pile number two, you are having emotional focus on things that you've done in the past, and you're not letting yourself let go of what you've done in the past. So you are in the process of beating yourself up for past behaviors. And I'm assuming we mean past behaviors way past, okay? So that's what you're doing in that thing. And then look at this. This is what they tell me. Those of you that have guilt over your past things and who are arguing this is what it is, pick your battles, who are arguing, trying to convince people that they're really good people or that they really didn't mean it or that there was another motive. Forgive yourself, start fresh. And the reason you experienced it is because now you're going to master these things in order to help the people around you. That's what that is, pile number two. You are becoming the masters of the world around you based on what you've experienced, what you've been unable to let go because of shock and shame in your own life, okay? You now need to learn to forgive yourself in order to become the master of yourself emotionally, of your behaviors, of what you do, which is why you need to choose your battles. Don't battle yourself for what you've done in the past, because remember, energetically, you can't change this anyway. If we could, I would stop eating cake. Oh God, now I just let that cat out of the bag, but I would stop doing that. I would have more kids. Oh God, you didn't hear that from me, right? I would do all kinds of things. I would do everything, but I can't do that. So I have to forgive myself for what I didn't accomplish, didn't do, didn't see myself as. Pile number 2, this is what you need to do. You need to forgive yourself so that you can then understand your lessons were a form of mastery for you to move on. Master of my domain. Who said that? We're going to Seinfeld. Oh my God. And John Kennedy Jr. That's hilarious. John. And Marla gets them, right? Do you remember that? How do I know these names? Marla, remember she was the virgin, Marla the virgin that was with Jerry, but thought Jerry was horrible because Elaine took all the sponges. You're not sponge worthy. I can recite this. I have a problem with Seinfeld. Anyway, so nobody was sponge worthy, right? So Marla gets into a fight with Jerry and storms out of his building and she's crying, Marla the virgin. I think played by Jane Leaves. Why I remember that, I don't know. But anyway, and then Elaine, oh my God. Okay, so Elaine, she's supposed to meet John downstairs. I'm talking about JFK Jr. He's coming to the building to pick her up and she's all excited. And she's like, I'm going out on a date with John. Marla shows up. Obviously, John Kennedy Jr. doesn't even know which is which. Marla's crying. He brings her in the car and he deflowers her. Lucky bitch. Hilarious. Okay, anyway, master of my domain. That's why she flipped out. She found out they were having a masturbating contest. I'll stop now. I fucking love Seinfeld. It's the one thing I love. Everything about it I think is great. All right, so pile number 2, back to you. Sorry, I had a digression. So we have the Knight of Rods, which is interesting because this tells me the time frame for when these things are that you can't forgive yourself for, with the context of what you're trying to get people to see you as the person you are now, and somebody in your life is not seeing you like that, so you are battling with them. You need to know who you are. You need to know who you are, and you need to forgive yourself. Once you know who you are, meaning I know you know who you are, but once you accept that you're a good person now, we all did shit. Who cares? We all make mistakes. We're all stupid. What is there a fucking book when you arrive on this planet? No, because I would have read this chapter and decided to opt out. Opting out. But anyway, this tells me that you were between the age of 17 and 23 when this is coming up for you. Okay, so this is when you had your behavior during this time is what is causing you a problem and why you're trying to convince yourself, which means you are fighting with family members that knew you from that point in time. So, number 1 for pile number 2, forgive yourself, okay? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You're allowed to forgive yourself. You can forgive me or them or her or him. Forgive yourself. So do that and then start over again with who you are. Behave from where you understand you are right now. Behave from that person right now. That's what you need to do. So pile number 2, it's really about that. Now, the other fun thing that I saw here was the 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles for pile number 2 is very interesting. Your spending habits were part of this issue. So you are struggling with your spending habits, the debt that you've incurred or the debt with someone else or what you need to pay someone back. So again, forgive yourself and focus on the here and now, not what you owed then, not what you could owe, what you might owe, what could happen, doesn't matter. We're only here now. We could all be abducted by those monkey aliens soon. That's what I'm calling them from now on. Twilight Zone monkey aliens wearing suits. Figure it out for yourself. That's who rules this planet. They really do. But that's what I feel like you guys need to focus on. So pile number 2, you need to forgive yourself. Okay, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Let's see what you got. I don't even know what you got. Okay. Ooh. Okay, pile number 3. This again, I think you guys had this last night too. Similar. Consciousness is your first card. Okay, conscious. So there is awareness coming to you. We also have the 2 of Swords, which is interesting because you go in and out of being able to see that which is around you. Then we have your Power card. Undeniably, pile number 3 has to learn to see things exactly as they are without shutting it down because you're in denial. That's what you need to do. You need to really learn who you are so you don't hide anymore, because that's when your power disappears. So pile number 3 has a problem with seeing exactly what is in front of them because there's some kind of a judgment attached to it. Look, clarity of belief. So that's interesting. There is some kind of a judgment for pile number 3 where you are not wanting to see things because you are taking on the judgment as reflective of you rather than observing what the person or thing or place or whatever has done. And it's not a judgment of you, it's just what you're experiencing. So pile number 3 has to open their eyes and accept that which is in front of them. So basically, logically, what is in front of you? There's Andrew. Wait, damn it, I just saw Andrew's little face go up there on the chat. Pile number 3, you have to accept who and what you are and what you've done and what's in front of you. So if you have a partner that's driving you crazy, a partner that's making you nuts, a partner that you don't want to see things. Let's say you have a teenage kid and you find out your teenage kid is like phoning the bootlegger. Do they have those anymore? Phoning the bootlegger, you know, buying pot, sleeping with the neighbor's babysitter, whatever. And you find this out and you're like, I can't, I cannot. No, you need to see this. You need to see it because that's what's going to free you. So this is about keeping yourself contained through your own beliefs. Accept what's out there. It's not reflective of you. It just is. It's like looking at a tree and going, that tree is a tall tree or that tree is a small tree. It doesn't really matter. Now, look at this. Why are we not seeing what's in front of us? Again, with the family patterning. This is conditioning from early life. So you have been conditioned to tune certain things out in order for it not to affect you. And that has been part of your problem. So certain things are basically being pushed out of your life in order for you not to be affected. This is what you learned. It's a coping mechanism. So it's time to let go of this coping mechanism, pile number 3, naughty pile number 3. So you need to see things exactly as they are. Practice seeing them with observation and no judgment. Like, oh, my kid is sleeping with their babysitter, as long as it's all age legal. But just practice to see it like that. Or my kid buys pot from whoever, whatever. My kid skips school. Whatever it is that you don't want to see. My husband is having an affair. That we don't want to see. But I want you to observe it without judging it on you or judging it at all. I want you to see it because the clarity is going to help you move forward. That's the point. And if your husband is cheating on you, you may need to, you know, get the gun out. That's when we need guns, right? We need to scare the shit out of them. Cook him a nice breakfast, sit down with him and pull a fucking gun on him and say, you visit that bitch again in the quarantine and I'm taking you the fuck out. That's what I'm thinking. Don't say I said that on this channel. Anyway, I don't know if Tom Hanks has been arrested. I don't feel it. I don't even know what to say to that. Somebody's saying, yeah. I mean, he's not posting normally. I don't see anything on his page that would suggest he has any kind of a life going on around him. I see people probably from his wherever compound thing, right? Okay, so pile number 3, I'm going to pull another card with you. Here you go, pile number 3, acceptance and going with the flow. Fluidity of circumstances. It's fine. You need to just go with fluidity of circumstances, whatever is happening around you. Okay, like you can see, okay, so I see my cute little Arlene. Message to Arlene out there. I feel like getting a ticker tape thing. Remember on the nightly news? Okay, that was like 100 years ago and that was in Canada. So who knows if the Americans even know about that. Okay, so Arlene is a Cancer, but really a Leo in my opinion, because she's pretty and she'll tell you she's really pretty. So I think secretly she's a fucking Leo. Anyway, Arlene, did you forget to call me back? Hello? Yeah, call me, Arlene. She put that text on like I called her and it's that text, I'll call you back. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm being stood up on the phone now. I can't get to her house. I can't have dinner with her. I can't get crystals with her. And now she's not calling my ass back. So after this quarantine's over, you know who's getting snubbed, right? That's who's getting snubbed. Okay. Sorry, I digress. I'm kidding. So for pile number 3, we need, now I'm going to say something here with pile number 3. Okay, wait, what's up with the lost? I don't know. They keep asking me about Tom Hanks. I really can't feel it. But what I'm going to say with pile number 3, you need to actually just accept what lays in front of you, right? Whatever it is, it's not that bad. You can handle it. So then I'm taking one card from here like I did the other ones, okay? Okay, so what the issue is, look at this, 10 of Swords, pile number 3. Stop feeling sorry for yourselves because of your circumstances. Trust me, this is very, 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 very cleansing for you. Let's look at that. All you need is to basically step back from your anxiety, step forward, and watch what's going on without judging it. Now, pile number 3, you have an interesting correlation with what's going on in the world, because I actually believe when people see what's going on in the world, when they actually understand. Now, this is part of one of the things, and I know everybody thinks I'm crazy. I understand that. So pile number 3 and the world, there's a lot of things that go on underneath the current. The only reason I know this is from my childhood, from what I experienced growing up. Not that I experienced being murdered or anything that I can recall. I was thinking maybe we were all dead now, the way that this is going on. Like we crossed out of our bodies and we don't actually know we're dead. Like they're punishing the whole planet. And here we are because we're a bad planet. I'm not bad, but this is a bad planet. So I wondered if we're actually dead, living in alternate realities. Did I ever tell you that story? Okay, so I'm going to tell you this story. I know no one cares, but hey, you're all on the channel, so I'm going to tell you the story. Okay, so I was in Kaiser, Hollywood, and this would be before Anna Nicole Smith died. This is a true story with Anna Nicole Smith. Anyway, she was a client of mine, and I can say that because she came through Sandy. If Sandy's on here, Sandy did the best hair extensions in the valley. The best, okay? If your hair fell out from bad bleach job, not saying mine did, but if it did, and you needed to put extensions in, even if they were only to here because like you burn the back of your head, you would go to Sandy. I sent many of my clients to her, okay? Her website it's Aries Alter Ego. She was on the show with Anna Nicole Smith. She had the red hair and she had the tattoos. That's how I think she was on the show. I think that's what she looked like at that time. Anyway, she's lovely. And I met her with her ex-girlfriend, Jody. Anyway, Jody, I think of often. Jody is a Scorpio and I miss Jody. Anyhow, I don't know why that just came out. Jody had this thing when the meningitis, I actually think it was that she had a kidney transplant. But anyway, when the meningitis hit, I think that's actually what happened. She got some kind of an infection and hasn't really regained consciousness for some time. For 3 years now, I think, which is very sad. But anyway, cherry juice for pile number 1 to cleanse your liver so that you can get rid of your father issues. Seriously, liver and stagnant liver is father issues. Okay, so anyway, Sandy referred Anna to me after Anna's son passed away. So Anna became my client and she was actually very nice and all of those things. Unbeknownst to me, I had hooked, this is before she died, I had hooked into her energy energetically. How it worked for me psychically is for several months leading up to her death, and I had no idea this was connected to her. I did not know what was happening. I've told this story. John has probably 600 pictures of my thighs, and not in a good position, just my thighs with my creepy underwear on, actually boxer shorts, because I used to wear my kids' boxer shorts or his as pajamas. That's who I am. Not very sexy, but anyway, it was comfortable. And that's it. And anyway, so what would happen to me is I would be somewhere and I would have these outrageous feelings like I was dead. I would look in the mirror and start screaming that I had no skin on my face. Couldn't put my makeup on because I was a skeleton, like these weird fucking things. But it started when I was at Kaiser. So I'm walking across the street with my friend. She had a doctor's appointment. So it's right across from that big Scientology building. Anyway, so I'm down there, sunset and whatever. We're walking up to Kaiser through the parking lot, blah, blah, blah. And going across Sunset and I step out onto the road. There's cars coming. Like I do not have the right of way. She pulls me back and goes, you're gonna get hit by a car. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, I'm already dead. They can't see me. And she's like, well, they're going to kill you. And I'm like, but they can't see me. I literally said that. I thought I was dead. I couldn't feel myself. I kept going to my husband and going back and saying, you need to take a picture of my right leg. And he would say, why your right leg? This would be 2, 3 in the morning. He'd be up watching whatever, and I'd already been asleep. And I literally would get a camera, not my cell phone, a camera, because I was sure that I was dead, okay? So I was completely sure that I was dead. And I literally would make him take pictures of like my legs because I was sure that I had an infection in my right leg and that it was swollen like elephantitis and that I was going to die from the swelling in my leg because I was poisoned. This went on for several months. This went on so much that it became a joke. Like, look at her fat leg. It's the right one, not the left one. So he would always look at the pictures and he would show me, you're not dead because I can see you in the camera, because I was under the impression if I was dead, you couldn't see me in the camera, right? And he would say, well, that leg's a little bit bigger, which was not helpful at all, even if you do notice a slight a slight flaw. I don't need to hear about it when I'm having a nervous breakdown. But anyway, this went on. And then I would have these horrible, horrible things where I would get up in the middle of the night, go into my kids' room. Literally, they'd be sleeping. Keep in mind, what was this, 2007, 2008? I think she died early 2008. It was February, something. Anyway, I would go bananas and I would stand over my kids' bed. This is why, like, they're a little bit pissed still, because I think I traumatized them. And I would, like, try to feel their breath on my hand above their mouth. And then when I couldn't, I would actually wake them up out of a dead sleep and ask them if they were alive, because I thought they were dead too. Okay, so all of that shit happened. True story, happened. So Christmas Eve, probably 3 months before Anna died, I've told this story on so many radio shows, but I'm walking from my bathroom to the closet. So I have to go by my bathroom mirror. All my Christmas gifts are in the closet. I'm pulling them out on Christmas Eve late to wrap them all, put them in bags, whatever. I don't really wrap. I'm not that person. I'm not a Libra, not that person. So I'm doing that, and I look in the mirror and I start screaming at the top of my lungs. I literally cannot see myself. I'm positive I'm dead. I'm screaming. Of course, John comes upstairs, asks me, like, am I drunk? Am I high? Do I want tea? What the hell is my problem? I probably should, shut up like that. And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I don't have any skin on my face. And I'm like literally freaking out. So after a couple of cups of tea, I love Canadian tea. Don't ask me what that is. It's just tea. Canadians drink tea. I love coffee too. I love caffeine. So I drink the tea. I'm calm. I go to bed. I keep thinking I'm dead. Okay, so jump forward to when Anna passes. And I get the call. The first call I get is before I think it hit the news. I get the call from Sandy. I'm on the way to the kids' school, and there's some kind of a recital. It was sometime where I had to show up at school. There was going to be a recital, whatever it was. She calls. She's hysterical. She's telling me Anna's dead. I can hardly handle it. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. So she is the one that has to deal with the body, beautify it, all of that. So anyway, she flies to the Bahamas or Barbados, whichever one it was. And she's going to do Anna's hair, do Anna's makeup for the funeral, all of those things. That's her job. And she calls me on the morning of the funeral, which means they held the body for a week, right? Whatever. Well, they were fighting, which we all knew the baby's daddy was Larry. I don't know what the media was doing, but everybody knew it was Larry. I'm just saying that. There was never a question about that. I knew that. I didn't fuck the guy or get knocked up by him, but I knew it. Meaning I was told that. So there was no thing like this, right? Anyway, on the day of the funeral, Sandy calls, and absolutely what I was living, they had to close the casket. They couldn't do the makeup on her. There was no skin on the face. So I had actually somehow energetically been living that experience over here, which hadn't happened from this standpoint here, which gave me the feeling of like she was dead. And then after she was dead, after she was buried, all of that, she came to visit. And Keithy will tell you this because she played tricks on everybody in our house, okay? She played tricks. Here's what happened. So we have an upstairs. And the 3 bedrooms are upstairs. The bathrooms are upstairs, bedroom. There's some downstairs too, but upstairs. So we have locks on the bedroom door. But who has the keys to these locks? Like, who's doing this? Like, you lock it from the inside, but why would I lock it from the outside? I learned when we got robbed that you don't lock bedroom doors because they kick them open, then they ruin all the framing. Just saying. So we didn't really lock them, but Anna wanted to talk, and she wanted to talk about something. And I remember it had something to do with her dogs, and it was something towards Howard Stern. I remember that, but she wanted to talk. My clients were coming over to the house, and they were asking me why Anna was in the living room. These were non-psychic clients who could actually see her, feel her there. I wasn't saying anything to anybody about any of that. So that was happening. She was locking us out of our bedrooms. Nobody had the key, right? So Keithy spent a whole week climbing up, because he's the one that could get up there, climbing up, going in through the windows, because the windows weren't locked. You could kind of slide them open, because we always left them open. Not that I will do that again. But anyway, we did because it was fucking hot, whatever. The locks, Keithy would climb in. He would open all the doors. He would turn the lock things so they were unlocked. Open all the doors around, climb up on the roof, the other side of the roof. We'd go downstairs. We'd be sitting there. We'd be watching TV, eating dinner. And then you'd hear slam, slam, slam. And we're like, motherfucker, what is this girl doing? Upstairs. And so Anna was freaking haunting the house until I sat down. It took about a month, and I wrote down everything that I could get from her. I had no idea what I was saying, and that's what happened. But she literally kept locking the doors. And so it was Keithy's job to climb on the roof. He was just little. That was really weird, but that's actually what happened. And I have another story with Keith. I don't know, it was around the same time frame. Maybe it was a little bit earlier this happened. But both my kids had experiences when they were 12 years old and played basketball or sports with their friends, where one of their friends who was 12 literally dropped dead beside them. And it was my older boy, Jason, was with his friend Sonny. I think it was Sonny, and they were playing basketball, literally shooting hoops, and he fell to the ground and died right there, right in front of my kid. I remember that. When Keith got to be 12, because they're 3 years apart, three and a half years apart, when Keithy got to be the same age, he was running a race at school, and with his friend, what the hell was that kid's name? Oh my God, Connor? No, that's probably not it. But I want to say his name was Connor. Anyway, saddest thing, I couldn't even go there in my head. Both were so sad for me, I couldn't even go there. But I was shocked, and I figured out the school was haunted. Like, the school had a bad vibe to it. That's actually what I figured out, because it happened at the same school for both my kids at the same age. Anyway, Keithy was running track. I want to say the kid's name is Connor. I might be wrong with that, so forgive me. Little boy, cute little boy. And Keith and him are running, and they're like running race, because, my kid's competitive, and he likes to run. So they're running the track, and it's for practice, and Keith and him were running, and Keith told him something like, I'm going to beat you, and the kid said, whatever, okay, run. And then they're running, and suddenly the kid just dropped to the ground, and Keith went over, and he kept telling the teacher that the kid had passed away, and they said, no, it's probably something else. He just came running home from school and said, Mom, they didn't believe me, but he was dead. That's what happened to both these kids. So it was all in that time frame. It was a very weird thing. So both of them, both of them had the same age, but it was Keith's little friends from school, literally just died while running. Yeah, that was so weird, right? Anyway, that was weird. That was a weird thing. But that's all around the Anna Nicole time frame. But I actually was really thankful, because I have this habit now. I didn't know what it was at the time. I couldn't tell you it was her because she was alive. So why would I think it was her? She actually did die from, and I don't know, this was in the news, but I heard behind the scenes that there was sepsis of the blood, so blood poisoning. And apparently there had been a needle that was broken off in the thigh, either from whatever she was taking or whatever she was doing. I don't know, but that's what I was told. So that hit my leg. Like, I was feeling that. It's probably the 4 months prior is she had this thing where she was getting more and more like blood poisoning, or it was opening the door for blood poisoning at the time, which was interesting. The hardest thing for me with that reading, though, every time I read for her, is she wanted to know about her son, Daniel. And she wanted to know if this was actually horrifying. And at the time I had a friend that's brother was dying, and she was driving all the way in, 2 hours away. And I kept calling her, freaked out from this reading, which was freaking her out on her way to her brother. So it was like a whole around clusterfuck at the time. But Anna, she couldn't get the concept that her son had passed, and she couldn't understand, like, if he was cold, what he felt. So it was really hard for her to even understand. And that was absolutely something for me that, because I had sons, obviously, I found that very difficult, because you try to talk to somebody and you try to let them know it's okay, and you try to say things to them, but you can't really, even doing this work, even being a shrink, even being whatever you are, you can't really make somebody understand where their child goes, because truthfully, we don't really. Okay, so there's somebody using an algorithm out there. Anyway, so that was very interesting to me. Okay, so there was it was hard to detach from that, because I did literally hook into her energy. But what I found interesting too is I noticed some celebrity people have these huge energies. Like, that's part of how they get you. It's this huge attachment energy and all of those things. And it was really quite interesting. I think that's how I got hooked in. I think people just get hooked into the energy of people that vibrate like that, or vibrate as celebrity or public or something. They have a huge charisma, which will equate to an energy. But yeah, Anna Nicole, I haven't felt her for a long time. I did feel her, as I said, she shut those doors for an entire week, all week long, every time, 3-4 times in a row. I mean, Keith was literally climbing up on the roof and climbing in through the window repeatedly on both sides of the house to open the doors. Like, it just would happen. So I haven't felt her recently, but that's a true story. So what I was going to say, it was very sad. That was actually heartbreaking. And that beautiful little girl, who, by the way, if I remember, Danny Lynn had a stellium in Virgo, I want to say, which is interesting because she became of service on the planet. So she had there was a lot of Virgo planets with her. She might even be a Virgo. And I found that very interesting, because a Virgo would be like 12th, 6th house. So I thought interesting that she lost her uncle and her mother. I guess, no, it was her brother and mother. Sorry, half brother and mother. It was very interesting. But I think what's going on in the world right now, I think a lot of people are not going to be prepared for the different layers of energy that's actually happening out there. The children, I've always been a proponent of children, as you know. My own children annoyed the shit out of me, they will tell you that. However, I try not to torture them too much. But I want to take that statistic from last night that I found. I'm going back to that so I can show you what that is, because I think what's going to be happening, I believe what's going to be happening, what we're going to see is this statistic right here. What the hell is that's ridiculous. Somebody's using a bra cover as a thing. Let me find the statistic, you guys. Here we go. Oh my God, this girl posts a lot. I just lost this statistic. What the hell? Now, I should have tagged it. Oh my God. Jesus. Let's keep going down. Finally. Now I'm going to save this damn thing so I have it. Save photo. All right, so now I'll look at my photo so I can get off her page there. This statistic was interesting because I don't think people are really aware of this. Missing children per year, okay? Now, yes, they could fudge some of it, but any of this is really kind of weird. So here's the statistic right there before a text comes flying through. So I wanted to start off with Spain, country of Spain, 20,000 missing children a year. Australia, 25,000 missing children. France, 39,000 missing children. Brazil, 40,000 missing children. Mexico, 45,000 missing children. Canada, 50,000 missing children. Germany, 100,000 missing children. United Kingdom, 230,000 missing children. United States, 800,000 missing children. So when you add all of these things up and you ask yourself, where are these children going? When the population finds out, as I said, the way, brown-skinned babies, a lot, indigenous, obviously. Also white people, yes, but I'm going to go with brown skin because that's what they told me on the other side. And I remember about a year and a half ago, I was doing nice airy fairy videos. I mean, not that I am airy fairy, but I can be at times. Like just my astrology, my crystals and fun things. And then when I got through in my head to Princess Di, and then I got Chris Cornell, and I keep calling him Leroy Moore. That's who I think it is, but people say it's somebody, Clarence Clements. And I've never got confirmation on it, but when I kind of think it's Leroy Moore. That's my gut instinct. But when I look at Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington and all of them, and I see what they tried to tell me, I understood specifically. And I remember I told John that day, I'm going to do these channelings, and that's what I'm going to do. Wait, he threatened them, are shutting down and having the National Guard come in. Okay. Get ready, people. We're heading to the full moon, just like I said. Keep us updated. Somebody's keeping somebody updated. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I'll look after this. But what I feel with that, okay, what I felt is I heard this is what you're going to do. Now, troll alert. Okay, I know what a troll, I know what a fucking troll is. Like, it's a troll doll. I go like this because the troll doll has its hair up in a squeegee with a little bow here, right? That's what you look like. Okay. Wait, what's someone doing? Yeah, all of that. But all of the kids that go missing, I don't think the average population even really gives it a consideration because again, we see, wait, something, how do I survive? Bad kid on Hollywood Boulevard. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what to say about that. All right, so what I feel is the people of the world, when they find out the different things that are going on, and as I'm talking to you right now, I'm literally having the kids, I'm getting ice cold again, I'm having the kids step in front of me. Every time I mention they want to be heard. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing right now, which is just really interesting. When I say I'm seeing it, I see it in my head like I see a movie. The kids step forward. They are always in half moon circles. They step forward. For some reason, they're all holding hands right now. I see Chester right there. I always see Chester to my right there. I see, okay, so who is named Teddy? Does, I don't even know who this is. Someone is talking to me called Teddy. Teddy with the kids dead. Teddy on the other side. I don't even know who this person is. Okay, so the kids are standing around and around. I have a person. I have Leroy Moore right here. Chris Cornell right here. I get an image of Princess Diana. Next to her is Teddy. I don't know who Teddy is. I don't recognize him, but I didn't recognize Leroy Moore either. The kids are all there. They're holding hands and they're singing like they're in a choir right now. They're singing as if they're in a choir. So they're singing in an elevated tone and their heads are down and they're singing like this. Something is going on literally right now in reference to what I just read, in reference to those missing kids, literally as we speak. Their heads are down, their energy is joined. There is definitely, I hate Ted Kennedy. I hope to fucking God it's not Ted Kennedy. Wouldn't I recognize Ted Kennedy? No, maybe I've blocked him out. But it's Ted. I'm seeing Teddy. I'm hearing Teddy. Doesn't quite look like Ted Kennedy because the hair is darker, but then I only knew him as an older person. The kids are down. Their heads are down. They're holding hands like this. Hundreds of them in half circles, hundreds and hundreds. Chester is over there. He's walking towards me. Obviously not really. The room is, getting ice cold. He's walking towards me. As I see him walking, as I'm talking to you, this is how I do it, unless I write it down before I actually get on stage, but the stage, my camera, get up there. But what I'm seeing is he's walking towards me, and for some reason, he's handing me a paper. And when I'm looking at the paper, it's a legal paper over here. He's showing me some sort of a legal paper right here. So I'm seeing this legal paper and it's showing me something on it. And he wants me to read through these legal papers like this. He steps back and there's like a lowering of the heads. They're all holding their hands and lowering their heads. I can tell you right now what I think is going on. What I feel is going on is I feel the kids' energies on the other side. Hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of them in half circles, like crescent moons, but facing me like this with the edges here. all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, repeat, 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 all the way back, all the way throughout time. Some of the kids are from Depression era. Some of the kids are back before that. Some of them are way back. Whatever is going on, okay, I'm getting it zoom through time like this. So I'm seeing it zoom from this time into this time that we are. The fact that they're holding their hands and locking their energy tells me that something is literally happening and we should have word within 18 hours. That's what I just heard. That's what I'm seeing on the paper that Chester handed me. Within 18 hours, we should have word. Now, I started saying that I think, I started saying that I think the people of the planet Earth, or whatever, the people that populate this planet are not going to understand what they've just experienced because it's not one thing. It's definitely a spiritual war. That's what I feel it is. Definitely a spiritual war. I'm going to try to figure out who Teddy is. Kind of a full face, dark hair, may have had like, I don't know, facial hair at the time, may have died young, like before the age of 65 actually, but kind of a big guy. But he stands back there. He stands back there. He stands next to Princess Di. I'm assuming he has something to do with Princess Di. That's what I'm assuming because he stands next to her. Oh, interesting. Teddy Roosevelt. I have to look and see what he looks like, but he stands next to her in my head. Understand, I'm not saying I'm seeing them in front of me. My mind kind of goes in like that. I start to get cold, which makes me focus my mind that way. That is how it works for me. That's me. That's just how it works for me. Okay, so when I'm looking at it, the kids are all holding. They're not doing their usual when I see them. They have a life on the other side. They live on the other side. They really do. They live. There's babies out there. There's grown kids, teenager kids. They live on the other side. They step forward. They step forward. There's kids, though, coming in through the line and stepping forward. I'm seeing different flags from different country. I can tell you there's Mexican flags standing out there. I can also tell you there's kids off of reservations. I don't know where the reservations, I'm assuming all over North America, but there could be reservations in other countries that I'm unaware of because I'm not educated that way. But I'm seeing the different flags step forward. They're stepping forward again with the flags, which is what Princess Di always talks about. She talks about places on the map and putting the little flags. So did Chris Cornell. Definitely talked about that. Definitely murdered. Definitely talked about that. Chester has never wavered. He was not in shame. He was strong. He was forceful and he spoke about it. He holds hands and steps forward, okay? What I'm to understand from this, what I'm understanding, okay, well, now something else I'm seeing, these kids, and I think these are African kids, okay? I don't know what part of Africa, please don't ask me. I don't know, but I'm going to say African kids. Part of them actually were wiped out in a way through what they ate and what they drank and what they ate and what they drank. I don't know if this is like dysentery. I don't know why they're with the other kids, but something was done with that and it's kind of purposeful how that was done. They're eating out of like porridge bowls and they're drinking, and whatever they're eating and drinking is causing them to get sick. Like it's actually causing them to get sick. So I don't know if it's tainted food, tainted water, deliberately or naturally, whatever it is, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them, they step forward. The Indian, or I'm sorry, tribal kids, Indian reserves, I don't know what else to call it, they're stepping forward. They're literally Mexican, but Indian. So indigenous, however you want to say it, could also be Australian, literally stepping forward, and they're coming forward. Each of them is standing with a flag and they represent. That group of people is a sliver down there. All these other ones over here, they're showing me, okay, I'm going to say this. Somebody has signed something. I don't know if they're talking in the past or they're talking now. I am not seeing who signed it, but I am seeing a blood red seal on this piece of paper, and I'm being handed that paper. Obviously not in my real life. Okay, so when I say it, I'm just trying to describe what I'm seeing in my head. I'm being handed a paper with a blood seal on it, and that seal has gone like that. That is what has happened. Okay, so this is what has fucking happened. The seal has gone like that. I feel like there's an issue going on with this. I'm just looking here because I'm getting all these bloody texts. Maybe somebody knows what I'm saying because I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. What is this? Wait, what is this? What is this? Hold on.
Hey y'all. Okay, the storm is here.
Okay. Yeah, the child, hold on. Oh, sorry, I just stopped dead hand. Somebody's just bringing this up. Actually, yes, I'm sorry. I just stopped. I went stop. I had to answer this. Yes, it's the children being found. Okay, proof. I just had to answer it. It's the children being found, but the seal I'm seeing has a red crest or red, and I would recognize it, but I don't know what the hell it is. I honestly can't tell you whose crest it is, but if I see it, I'll know it. It's been sealed. It's been sealed in red. Red is action. Red is Aries. Red is full moon. Red is all of that. But it's been sealed in red. That paper is official, but it's a seal. It's a stamp. It's a special stamp. I don't see it. I've seen stamps of the government. I've seen stamps all over the place. I've seen stamps in the mail, stamps for tickets, stamps for all of this. I've seen all of that, okay? But I am literally seeing somebody stamped and now it moves forward. And it's Chester who hands it to me in my head. I will also say this. There's somebody that Chester's referring to named Catherine. I don't know who Catherine is. I have no idea who it is, but he's referring to Catherine. So Catherine, I'm assuming, is on this side. So if somebody knows who Catherine is connected to Chester, tell me, because I don't know. I'm just hearing Vatican seal. Is it in red? I never thought of that. Vatican seal. The seal. Okay, the seal has been stamped in red. Um, I don't know what that is, but Catherine, I'm hearing Catherine. This is through Chester Bennington. This is through someone he knows. This is conversation going this way. I suspect he's been communicating with this person all the time that he's been passed. Don't think they haven't been active on the other side. Don't think that we don't know who the hell and what the hell is going on. Don't think that we don't know this shit, okay? Because, I mean, they don't. They know, and we know because they're not really, okay, they are dead physically. Yes. When somebody passes away, we pass away. Yes. But I'm seeing them in my head. That doesn't help much. I'm seeing them, feeling them, talking to them. They're not really dead the same way. They're able to come through and observe. He's speaking to somebody named Catherine here. He's speaking and we're talking. This Catherine person is alive, whoever she is, in the physical with us. The Teddy person I'm speaking about is passed away because he's with Princess Di. She's dead. So he's with her. I'm seeing it that way. I mean, it's not anybody that's living. So Catherine over here is alive and Chester's speaking to her. So I'm assuming it's somebody. I kind of feel like she's a friend. I kind of can see her and describe her. This is a friend that he spoke to, and I don't know that his family knew who it was. It was somebody that he spoke to kind of on the sly and behind the scenes about things. It was not a sexual affair. That's not what I'm talking about. This was somebody that he spoke to about things that he couldn't speak to other people about. So he spoke to this person. Catherine is her name. She's a brunette. She kind of has, well, obviously everybody has more hair than me, but it's like middle length, like kind of long hair. Kind of thick and bouncy. So she has good hair is what I'm seeing. She kind of has, I almost want to say she has New England freckles. I don't know why I want to say that. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I'm seeing. The kids all sit there. Everybody's energy is raising. That's why it feels so weird out. Everybody's energy is raising. This whole thing is threefold. It's like that braid, the braid I was talking about. There's one thing, two thing, three things over here. Braided energy, braided, okay? It's layered. It's not one thing. It's not as easy as this. It's not that easy. Several different things are going on. This, and this at the same time, all colliding right now. What I feel is happening, and I feel it's going to happen by the new full moon. I feel our energy and our realities, because we're on the prison planet. Remember that. My channel is Prison Planet 101. But anyway, the prison planet, this energy is coming with this energy, is folding into this energy. All are collapsing on each other, and then there was one reality. They are all moving. The energy is being actually harnessed, and that's what's happening. That is what's happening. That's what's happening. I don't even know what to say. Royal stamp, Red Cross. I have no idea what it is. It's a stamp, and it's going down now. It's literally happening as we speak. And it's on a piece of paper. It's an official paper, but I can't see who's doing it. Is a gentleman doing it? A gentleman in a suit? I couldn't tell you who it is. I don't know who this is, but there's definitely, I've always said it's a spiritual war. To me, it's a spiritual war. It's not a virus. It is a virus. Don't get me wrong. There's many viruses, but it's a spiritual war. That is what this is about, is a spiritual. It's not just like, oh God, I licked my hand and touched the handle and you got it. No, this is spiritual. This is what's happening. So again, I'm going to say this. We are praying tonight. Now, what I feel we need to do, since I saw the kids, almost took my breath away. I feel like we need to pray for these kids. I'm going to say all of those missing kids that on that list, we literally pray for those kids because they are on the other side with their hands down. I feel like they're praying for us from where they are energetically. I feel like it's a tug of war. I feel like we're both ascending in and collapsing in and going up and down like this. So I feel like it's all of those things colliding, boom. Almost like just like a gasoline fire, boom, but energetically. So I feel they have their heads lowered and hands, and Chester comes to me and I feel like it's been declared. Something's been declared spiritually. That's what I'm taking. That's what I feel it is. It's been declared on a spiritual level, and they're praying for us. We now pray for them. I believe, and isn't it interesting? They're holding their hands, their heads down like this, but it's not an unhappy thing. It reminds me of a Christmas kind of caroling kind of prayer in prayer. And I use the word Christmas, which is interesting, but I use that. It looks like that. And I feel like they're elevating our energy and we need to elevate their energy in order to bring it back and forth like this. This is what I feel. It's all going. It's going. It's going. God always wins. Don't we know this? Except on the prison planet. See, we are on the prison planet. So there's a lot of different energy here. That's actually what I think is happening. So when I see the kids in my head, I really do see them step forward. I see them move towards us. Okay. I don't even know why I'm seeing this. I'm seeing little kids from World War II that were in the Holocaust step forward. They have smiles on their face and they get in line behind the other kids. And I'm seeing kids from all other areas move forward. Okay. Something to the right of DC, the right of New York, right of DC. So to the right, I don't know. I'd have to see a map. I'm so bad because I'm Canadian, but I'm seeing to the right, to the right. I'm being shown that. I feel because Princess Di is here that it also includes Britain, England, because she was from there, obviously UK, but I feel like that's also where this is happening. I know it's happening all over the world. I know the entire world is in lockdown. I get that, but it's happening. It's happening. It's literally happening. Maybe it is Virginia. It's to the right. This is what I'm seeing. It's definitely happened. It's been declared right now as we speak. So it's been declared. Whatever that is has been declared. To me, that sounds like war. So it's literally been declared. But I'm not upset about it. I just see the kids step forward. When I see them, it brings me comfort. So we pray for them, and they are praying for us. They are standing in that, but that's an energetic thing. Understand, in order to raise the energy, you have to get your physical, your spiritual, your physical up to a different level. And you can't do that by, I don't know, like running around the block, eating certain food. It actually, you have to go up through the crown chakra. In order to go up through the crown chakra, well, you can attach to whatever you want, but I go up through the God source or the creation source. That's where I go. Okay, so word it that way, word it however, whichever way you want, but I go up that way in order to do it. And I pray to be covered by God. That's how I do it. So that I'm connected that way. They're doing that for us. But I think, honest to God, I'm going to say this. I'm seeing, it sounds very weird. I'm seeing you know when you take a doll and you got two kids or two dogs playing with a toy and they pull it apart? I feel like the physical structures, it could be our ancestors for sure. I feel like the physical struggles we are having now in whatever is going on, I see it in 18 hours. That's what I see. The physical struggles that are happening right now, I literally feel like our souls and our physicals are being pulled apart in order to strengthen us energetically. That's literally what I feel. So I feel like that's happening. I feel like the physical symptoms are part of that also. So we are being accelerated, and let's look at it differently because they're just showing me this image. But imagine if you were going to go in a rocket ship to the moon and you went through gravity like that. So you're on the Earth's pull and you're trying to get out of the Earth's pull and move forward. That is how it feels to me, how the plane shakes. Well, I haven't been in a rocket ship that I'm aware of, But in a rocket ship like this is how it shakes. This is what's happening. We're shaking like this. It's very strange. That's what I feel is happening. That's what the problems are. That's what's going on right now. That's what I feel is going on. Okay. Oh, Catherine Schwarzenegger. I wonder if Chester knew Catherine. I don't know why I want to say that. I wonder if there's a connection that way. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I have no idea, but that's how it feels to me. So I think aside from praying in our whole pray circle, at this point, I just pray for everybody and anybody that I know and all the people that need help. Because I mean, and then of course my kids and everybody in my family and my tulip, my Pippi Longstocking, that's what I call her because she's a naughty kitty. She looks like Pippi Longstocking to me. Tulip is her girl name, but Pippi is who she is underneath. She's a wild little explorer. But I feel like we actually should join in prayer with the kids on the other side that stand in front of us. I just feel like they want us to strengthen. I think that's why they're showing. They want us all to lock our hands and pray in order to strengthen the energy. And I feel like we have to do it. That's what I feel like we have to do. So I'm going to do it. That's what I feel I have to do. People are totally texting me and I can't read them all. Okay, so that's what I feel. Okay, so I'm going to say that. All right, so that is my between Mitt and Yale University, maybe. Okay, so yeah, that's what I feel. I feel it. I see them standing forward. And again, I'm going to say that because I feel like what's really going on underneath everything as they stand forward, what I feel right now is it has to do with this. Literally has to do with this. The amount of missing children in the world. This is who steps forward. Again, I'm going to read it for them in prayer for each and every country of missing children. That's where I'm going right now. Spain, 20,000 a year. Australia, 25,000 a year. France, 39,000 a year. Brazil, 40,000 children a year go missing. Mexico, 45,000 children a year. Canada, 50,000 children a year. Germany, 100,000 kids a year. I didn't see Germany before. Germany, 100,000 kids a year. United Kingdom, 230,000 children a year. United States, 800,000 children a year. This is who we're praying for because those children are not just running away. They're not just from bad homes. They're not drug addicts. They're not lost. They're taken. This is a concerted effort right here. That is going on right now. That is not okay. That is horrific. That is something, I don't even know what to say to that. I do remember when I was talking to some kids that were street kids in Hollywood. And again, I was pregnant with Keithy. I have to say that. So 25 years ago when I was on the streets and I was actually filming a show at NBC doing this, and I worked with a kid, maybe he's out there, but his name was Sad Boy at the time. And there was a group of street kids. Anyway, we went to some squatter houses, but they're not really houses. They're abandoned places under bridges where squatter kids, you know, the kids that would steal, not necessarily, maybe they turn a trick or two, but they tried to stay away from that. And it was common knowledge that there were men in business suits that came in the middle of the night and took kids that were more drugged. So kids tried to sleep next to each other so they didn't sleep in a corner on their own because the kids were taken. They were literally taken out of there and not seen on the streets again. That I remember really strongly. I remember that. I do believe Rosemary's Baby is true. I have no clue where Tom Hanks is. I absolutely believe Rosemary's Baby. When I watched it, I was like, yeah, this just makes perfect sense. It's what they do. It's what they do. You know, it's what they do. But all of those kids missing, you've got to ask yourself, where are all these kids going? Why as a group of people on the planet Earth have we not done a single freaking thing about this? None of us, not me, not you, not anybody. We read those statistics and yet we are freaked out over what's going on right now. That seems really, really unbalanced at this point, considering human beings are going missing. Not only are they just getting something and maybe dying, possibly getting sick, they are going gone forever. Where are these people going gone? Where are they going gone? Where the hell are these kids? That should be a pandemic that's unacceptable from this point on. No kid should go missing off a street, off in anything. And that little Johnny Ghosh boy, now that I'm speaking about it, I think he's the milk carton boy from the 70s. I actually feel, I'm just going to say this, I actually feel like that little boy ended up in some sort of filming thing, a little bit like John Bonet, because it's giving me a really heavy feeling. It just popped into my head. I feel like he was actually taken, knowingly so, with people that stalked him before the internet, before I don't know, when little kids rode their bikes on the street and went up and down the street. I think that little Johnny Ghosh boy, the little kind of brunette kid, and I just can see his face in my head. I feel like he was taken, and I feel like he basically was used in some sort of film like John Bonet, which was like a snuff film. That's what I think. So I don't feel like he's on this side. I don't see him on the other side. I hope I'm completely wrong. And I hope I'm right with the timing of the next 18 hours, but that's what I hope. I think it's going to be 18 hours. The next 18 hours, we're on absolute watch down for what's going on. That's what we're doing. That's what we're on for. So that's what I heard, 18 hours. That came from Chester. So I'm going to see what happens in the next 18 hours. Okay, you guys, I just literally wore myself out and I can't even read. My eyes are so blurry. Too many jelly beans, you guys. My eyesight goes blurry as hell. All right, I love you guys all. We're going to pray for all of the kids, all of those kids in those countries that are missing. We're going to pray because the book that they opened the other night, that Chester opened, that Chris opened, or was it Chester? Now I forget. I have to watch what I said. I can't even remember which one. I think it was Chester. The book that was opened and the names, all of those missing kids' names will show up on that book and they will be accounted for. So there's some of them that don't even know. The way that I feel about it is some of them don't even know where they are spiritually, which means they've been bound in the spirit. So when we die on earth, if by chance we are corrupted or taken in a way where we are, okay, let's say medicated. Let's say we die on morphine. I'm just making this up, but morphine, heroin, whatever. And we are taken in a way like that, and we are taken out into the astral, as in the physical dies, and we're in the astral. Sometimes we are surrounded and kept on that level hostage where they don't come back to God right away because there's a certain thing that's going on energetically. And I don't understand the different layers, but I do know that they are bound in spirit. Some children are bound in spirit. The books, the names on the books, the records that I'm seeing and all the kids' names showing up in ink, they're starting to show up to me. So they are finding some of these kids. So spiritually, the kids that are being held hostage on a spiritual level, okay, which is different than a physical level. I think they're already dead on a physical level, but being held in a spiritual level, those children are now being brought forth and their names are being showing up in the book. What was once whited out is now showing up in color down here. That's why we're praying for them. I think that's what's happening. I think that's why they're all showing up in front of me. I feel like that's what's happening. So within 18 hours, we're going to have more names show up. It's okay once they get back home to the God source, they will be okay. They are protected. They will be protected. You're not left in the cold. There's something else that's been binding them just right outside of the earth's energy or on the astral level. That's what's happened. So the binding is being undone right now. I feel like I'm seeing that. That's what I feel. I didn't understand what the book was, but now I know what has been erased and the names that we don't know where they are, those names are showing up. And I think it's not that we don't know they're missing from here, because maybe if a kid's missing 15 years, you assume they're dead, right? Like it would be highly unlikely they'd be alive at that point. And you don't know how they died, but I actually think we're talking in spirit. The spirit keepers haven't been able to bring, the guardians of the children haven't been able to bring them back across spiritually. So there's something going on over there as well. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're praying for. Okay, so I'll stop now because I shall do this. Okay, bye you guys. I love you all. Mwah. God bless. Bye.